Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in this time zone. I'm very excited for you to be witnessing another Triangle Agency one shot here on Magi RPG. And I can't wait to get back to the corporate world. It's just so much fun to work, especially at the agency. Almost so much fun. Before we get into any of the fun story stuff, I will first say that if you are not okay with the following content, then maybe you should be wary of watching this one. Content warnings for body horror, blood, mind control, needles, and plastic surgery. Nothing too graphic, but if you can't handle the mentioning of that, then maybe you should take a little moment to consider if you actually want to watch this. And if you don't, hey, no big feelings. With that out of the way, we can go and get right back into Turnian City. The first image we get is a rather small, bland little room. It has a few white folded plastic chairs set out for maybe a handful of people to be able to sit here. And they're all stationed around a smaller, rather older looking television screen. It's not one of those modern LED ones. It's LED, Jesus. It's not one of those modern ones. It's a little bit older. And it's on, actually. Or rather, someone is putting it on and getting a tape kind of put into the lower side of it. As we see a person fumbling to get this tape in, we hear but don't see two people talking. And what we hear is, I'm actually pretty nervous, Seems like a pretty big thing, to work here, such a company. Yeah, don't worry about it. Honestly, you're gonna be fine. I heard that it's a very chill job to work here, so pay is great, food benefits wonderful as well, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna do great. As they talk, we see the person finally get the tape in and get the television started. As they say, "Well, good luck to you, and I'll be outside of the door if you need anything." The person walks out of view, and our view starts closing in on this television screen, on which we see that a video starts playing. And the following text is spoken very rapidly. What you're about to see is an introductory tape of a simulated workday at the agency. This tape was made with paid actors and no people were harmed in making of this. All complaints can be filed with the interns of the PR department. And the video starts playing. Our vision fully takes up the video as playing. And the first scene that opens up and we get to see is a meeting room. It has all glass panels on the side, showing us a wide city. And we first zoom into the city view a little bit. Turnian City, in fact. Turnian City, as we see it, is a shifting metropolis with a fondness for triangles. You can see them scattered everywhere in the city, bright neon triangles of all types on top of buildings, windows that are triangle-shaped, stop signs that are triangle-shaped, which is a little bit confusing for the signs that just show you that you should be wary. And honestly, a city with a bright future. If everyone does their job correctly, that is. At the heart of this beautiful, chaotic city stands the Triangle Agency primary headquarters. It's a 33 stories building with redacted architecture and triple certified neutral lighting. From here, agents like the people we're about to meet are deployed to contain, obscure, and reclassify anomalies before the public starts asking the wrong kinds of questions. And if you're walking around Turnian City and you feel like you're being watched, yeah, you probably are. But it's the agency, so it's fine. We zoom back out of this sky view of the city, and we come back to the meeting room that we were in. It has a large looking table, but it has a TV screen on the wall that's shaped in a triangle. And every chair at the table also has the backrest shaped as a triangle. Alternatively, switching between the pointy tip of it going up or going down. So I imagine that people choose the chair that they are most comfortable with when they go in. And as we view into this meeting room, we see that there are already people sitting here. Namely, we see 4 employees scattered along this table, and one other person at the head of it, closest to this television screen. We will first focus in on Stan. As the camera zooms in to the first person at the table. Avery, why don't you tell us who it is we see there?
Yeah, sure. They're standing behind the chair. Their arms are kind of, resting on either side of this triangle back. And there's Stan Evanicio. Stan is, a middle-aged guy, kind of a pot belly, little round around the center, kind of broad shoulders, big, sort of bushy, like the Beast mustache, and he's got a cup of black coffee in one hand, and he's got a little pack of Newport greens sticking out of the breast pocket of his coat, and he's that kind of guy who's his hair it's grows only on the side but grows on the back of his head a little higher than it does on the sides of his head, but the top of his head's completely bald, and he has these pretty thick rimmed glasses on, and he looks like a guy who's just never caught a break in the last 30 years. He's got that kind of tired look on his face. His jowls hang a little bit low on his face. He just looks somewhere between incredibly angry and, just kind of fed up with life in general.
And at the agency, everyone kind of has a badge that they use to get around the place to the places that they should have access to and nothing more. And your name is obviously on there, but also the department that you work at. And I want to know, what does it say on Stan's badge, and where does he wear it? Does he wear it around his neck, around his pants? Where does he wear it?
Yeah, so he wears it on like a lanyard. And it says Stanley Evanicio, Union Representative.
Did he cover up the part that says reception work, or
he literally got a label maker and covered the part where it says reception with Union Representative.
Okay, tracks. From afar, you don't notice a difference, honestly. Did a pretty good job on that one. And, Stan, as you this morning made your way to work, and also already went on a lunch break, what did you get for lunch?
I mean, come on. It's the city. You gotta get a chicken parmesan on a hoagie roll. I mean, what are you fucking doing? I mean, come on, fresh basil. It's got the gravy, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
I do believe everyone is happy in this city, actually. Good point. As you went to get your sandwich. Wait, it's a sandwich, right? Yeah. Chicken parm?
Yeah.
It's on a sandwich, right? Because you can also eat it outside of one. Perfect. As you went to get your sandwich and walked out of the agency building for a little while, you noticed a little bit more than maybe usual, or you just or it's this one instance where you, for the first time, notice something that probably has already been there for months now. You notice that there were a lot of TV spots around for this new product, or maybe not new. You saw an actor, pretty famous actor in the city, Jay Sheesh. Yeah, Sheesh. You saw him promoting TV with TV spots, with billboards, even on magazines. As you just went out and got lunch, you noticed it a lot. Saw him promoting the Aquifer product line by Fount. It's skincare. It's not like you care about it at all, I believe, but you notice a lot of the ads and the billboards as you went out to get your lunch. However, we're not there right now. We're in this meeting room. And the chicken parm is already eaten, I'm afraid. As we zoom out of you standing behind your chair, we move to the right and move to the next person that is sitting there. Riley, or rather, Wes, how about you describe who we see as the camera focuses on Riley?
Yeah, I can do that. Hi, I'm Wes, and you're gonna see like a guy that's like about like a person that's like gangly, about 20 years old, is wearing a tropical shirt, pink like this one, unironically, is wearing a TLC No Scrubs t-shirt, has red wavy hair, has a really like thin mustache, whiskers, and is wearing an obnoxious Joe hat, much like the one I'm wearing currently. You'll also see their nephew, Kelvin, is sitting in a chair next to them, who is currently has headphones on, and is playing a leapfrog, like, learning pad, and is wearing Oshkosh Bagosh denim overalls, and has a bluey baseball tee on, and also Chuck Taylors that are blue as well. He is currently going through screen time. Oh yeah, my name is Riley Katzenfirm. You'll see that I had to add an extra space. They had to give me a big badge for my name.
And it also says on there that you are from the Gravedigger department.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of like a nickname. We prefer Archival Cleanup Unit, ACU, and we're trying. It's something new. It's not catching on though.
You've been trying to get this name to work. It hasn't stuck yet.
Yeah.
As you sit there with Riley, what did you go get yourself and Riley for lunch?
Oh yeah. Kelvin and I. So Kelvin has a series of allergies.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's easy. Like we look alike. I mean, it's my nephew. Yeah. But it's like Kelvin has a lot of allergies. So Kelvin has a series of like fruit bars as well as granola that Kelvin has, and I've got myself a nice donut here because, well, I'm very poor.
So nutritious. Yum, yum, yum. As you went out, got your lunch for you and Kelvin, and ate your donut on the way back to the agency building. One thing that was a little bit weird, and it's not you who noticed it, but it was Kelvin who noticed it at lunch today, is as you crossed the street to get into the agency building, Kelvin would have tugged at your shirt and would have pointed out a group of young people walking by, nothing really special about them, except for Kelvin said that he thought they all seemed to have the same face. And if you looked back, it was already too late. You could just see the backs of their heads, you couldn't really see their faces. But Kelvin swore and was like, oh, that's funny, that they all had the same face. But it's a kid, so who knows? Kids make up things as well to get attention, probably, so...
Oh no, yeah. My brother Roger said that he's in his lying phase right now, so I really gotta like ply him on stuff. But yeah, no, he's a good kid. Yeah.
He is very well behaved as he's sitting there with his headphones on playing his game next to you. As the camera shifts over the table and across from you, we focus in on Barney. Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and tell us who we see?
Hell yeah, brah. So Barney's like 20 or something, 23 probably. Got one of those dumb striped beanies that hangs over half of his mullet. Got the big old round glasses. No one really knows where you get them from. His name tag's on upside down, but he's got at least a fourth cup of coffee in front of him. He's feeling pretty good, eh? Absolute mess of a 5 o'clock shadow. His mustache is a little curly, pointing up towards his eyeballs, but is nice and full, voluminous even. And there is a very well-worn nose ring.
Very well-worn nose ring. Love to see it. Very hygienic.
Incredibly, man.
And where does Barney wear his badge? And what does it say on there?
Oh yeah, he wears his badge on the left side. It's the most visible when you're behind the milk steamer. It's upside down, but it does say agency coffee shop. The logo looks a bit stereotypical corporate, but we make it work because it's endearing and rounded shapes. It helps improve morale when you put it on the cup.
I love to imagine that you petitioned for round shapes to be included in a company that's all about triangles.
I saw it in a dream.
I'm sure that worked. I imagine that you have to actually, as you write on like a name, you have to write on or draw on the circles because they're still not included by the company. And also, what did Barney get for lunch? Or did he get lunch at all?
He did get his lunch. You know, for a triangle agency, they're all a bunch of squares, but he took 2 different sandwiches out of the fridge in the lunchroom and combined them in the panini press. I mean, if they're not gonna pay me, they should at least feed me. And no one was using the panini press anyway. I'm not quite sure what I've made here, but it tastes pretty great.
Oh, did you, because you had to probably make coffee for the employees during like lunchtime, so you possibly had to eat your lunch later. So when you were called up here, you had to take your lunch with, and you're now eating your questionable panini as you sit in the meeting room.
Oh, it's not that questionable. It's the answer to everything, all of my problems.
If only it were that simple. And then the camera moves on the seat next to you on the right, and we focus in on the last employee at the table here, Darcy, or rather, Finn. Would you like to tell us what we see when we look at Darcy?
Yes, last but not least, Darcy Jones. 30-something, eyes seem a little bit older, more experienced, a little on the curvy side, but who isn't nowadays? They wear their employee tag, which says Darcy Jones, hotline on a neat lanyard standard with enamel pins.
I love it. And what did Darcy go out to get lunch at this noon?
Well, we're keeping it a little slim with a strawberry banana protein shake.
I love that choice for you. I love it for you specifically, yeah. What a good nutritious lunch. As you went out to get your protein shake, you got a little call as we were making your way there by Marie. And she was calling you for like maybe 15 minutes as you were getting lunch to kind of check in on a few things, to just briefly want to chat and want to vent to someone, and she called you for that. And she did the whole straight 15 minutes thing of venting by herself and not really asking in response like for you to tell if something was going on in your day. And at the end of it, she did mention, and maybe, I don't know if Darcy... I'm curious to know what Darcy's opinion on it is. After she took a full 15 minutes to vent to you, she told you that it's fine because she is looking forward to her spa day that's much needed. That's tomorrow. And that's basically where she ended the conversation after 15 minutes of venting. I don't know how Darcy would feel about this, so I'm curious.
Honestly, she would be grateful that a friend or friend levels were reached in this conversation and just nod along, give your little yeah, that's great. Well, I think we all deserve spa days and you should do something extra special because of it. Maybe like, I don't know, up your package, do something spontaneous. I think that would be great for you.
That's very encouraging indeed of Darcy. And you do get the response from Marie that she, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, you're right. She deserves it. And girly pops be girly popping. We focus back into the meeting room as we have now seen all of the employees who are sitting at the table. We get a broader view of the meeting room again as it focuses on the person sitting at the head of the table. On there, they also have a badge. It's a middle-aged woman wearing just a most boring gray suit there could be. Although on the sleeves, funky little details. She has like triangles printed in different colors all around the sleeves. As she's sitting there, she has a badge wearing it like clipped to the pocket of her vest as well. And it doesn't actually say a name on there. The only thing that's on there is General Manager. As she's sitting there, she was indeed the one who pinged you all to come up to this meeting room because there was a mission for you to get to. For some of you, this might be your first mission. For some of you, it very much isn't. But one thing is true. It's the first time all of you are sitting here together as a team. And as you got in, took your seats, maybe name was exchanged here and there wasn't a lot of time for pleasantries because, well, you're working right now, and we don't pay you to sit and talk to each other. The general manager greeted you all and said, "It is lovely for me to see all of you in this meeting together as a new team. Very excited to be seeing Field Team AFC currently sitting here. You're all going to be working together, so take a look at each other. Take it in, very exciting. First day as a new team. Also first mission together. But don't take it in too long. We have some stuff to get to, shall we?" She takes up a remote control, clicks it behind her, and the TV springs to life. On it, on the triangle screen, you see basically a PowerPoint. And as she's talking, the PowerPoint will go on to slides that have just like images that are vaguely representative of what she's saying, and then maybe a word on it here and there. I think definitely Riley, and others can decide if they have seen this yet or not, but definitely Riley, you have seen this presentation before, and it's basically the presentation that they give to new employees and new teams, and it's the same one every single time. As she starts clicking on it and gets everyone's attention, she starts basically also pulling out papers from below the desk, takes them on the desk, and she just literally starts reading the papers off. So, the universe was not meant to be observed. Observation creates thought, and thought shapes reality. Without the agency, there is chaos, and where there is chaos, there is destruction, suffering, and heartbreak. There's an image of like a building on fire and kids next to it crying on the screen. An especially large accumulation of similar thoughts or a particularly potent single thought can create an unnatural distortion of what is right and true. We call these distortions anomalies. And you see a screen an image of this stereotypical gathering of monsters at a Halloween party. Like you see like a Dracula, a werewolf, a Frankenstein, and whatnot. Anomalies are extremely dangerous. They must be captured and contained lest they tear a hole in reality, leaving us vulnerable for forces far greater than any mundane mind can imagine. At the agency, however, we act in the public interest and rise to this challenge. As field agents and field team, you're joining a long lineage of employees across the centuries and globe, bearing our universe's continued existence on their shoulders. Luckily for you, maintaining order in a chaotic world is a thankful job, so here's your first thank you from me. She takes an awkward second to give you a little bit of applause before she continues. And on the screen behind her, there's also like an emoji of a little guy doing an applause. Now, she reaches down under the desk, pulls something up, puts it on the desk, and shoves it towards you, whoever is closest. It's a briefcase. Literally looks like a brown, weathered briefcase. Here is your team's normal briefcase. With this, you will be capturing and safely holding anomalies, but for this briefcase to work, your anomaly has to be exhausted, calmed, or willing. You often accomplish this by identifying its focus, the thought that or feeling that created the anomaly. With this, you will be stabilizing reality by neutralizing the anomaly and capturing them in your agency briefcase, and then, of course, you will bring them back to us for containment in the vault. She slides it over to Stan, who is sitting closest on her left. And she reaches under a table, pulls up another thing. And this is a honestly very sci-fi looking gun that's made out of like circles and stuff. It looks like the gun you shoot at the Buzz Lightyear attraction in Disneyland. It's really just the most toy-looking sci-fi gun you've ever seen as she puts it on the table. As she puts it down, though, it does clink as if it's made from metal and not plastic. She reaches out and pushes it towards Darcy, who's closest on the right to her. And here is your team's ripple gun. It is able to directly disrupt anomalies' resonance. If you aim it straight at the anomaly, it will be permanently neutralized. However, it only has one use, and because it neutralizes the anomaly and doesn't capture them, we highly discourage the usage of it. She pushes it towards Darcy. So, and as she says the last words on the slide behind her, it says, it's literally the words typed out there as well. So with that out of the way, remember, the agency is always watching. And the PowerPoint behind her stops with that. She says, so, exciting to get this presentation for the first time, right? I know for some of you it's not the first time, but still. Yes, Riley.
Well, I didn't understand, what's it, just in case, hypothetically speaking, what's the possibility of having a total team wipeout this case?
All about the case specifically right now, I will be telling you in a moment, but rest assured that team wipeouts very rarely happen at the agency.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, yeah. It was a fluke. Okay, Kelvin, it was a fluke. Okay, that's great. Further questions? Pardon.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, though, Riley. Yes, she squints and looks at your name tag. Bonnie?
Yeah, thanks, Ms. Executive Producer. Anyway, was I supposed to be here? I dropped off your drinks and you just kind of locked the door behind me. I don't know if my break ends in it ended 5 minutes ago.
No, you will right now be leaving your position as barista for a small moment to help this new team in a mission. After all, you have something special to you and we can't just let it go to waste. It has to be put to use.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say, Miss Casting Director. Thank you.
You're baristas. She looks around the room to see if anyone else raises their hands. If not, she will continue. So, as Riley just said, indeed, I have a very specific mission for you. We at the agency right now have been picking up some unusual patterns of behavior, which seem to be concentrated around the Mercantile Avenue neighborhood. That's in downtown Turnian City, for any of you who haven't been there, so it's not so far away. We've noticed that there have been increased rates of spontaneous crying, constant unexpected reunions with old friends, and security footage of many people, different people, with the same uncannily similar appearances, to name a few. So, we are asking you to start your investigation there in the Mercantile Avenue neighborhood. And, well, I'll say this anyway. We at the agency are reminded of an anomalous incident from the 1500s, but rest assured, the models have determined a 0.02% likelihood of it being related to the situation at hand, so henceforth, it should be ignored. I would like everyone's spoken acknowledgement that they will ignore this similarity and this previous incident. Starting with, and she points at Riley. Please acknowledge your ignorance now.
My dad said I was ignorant, so I guess, yeah, that tracks.
Please formally state that you will be ignoring the similarities to the previous anomalous incident.
Yeah, I humbly state that I will ignore all similarities. Yeah.
Perfect. Stan, if you will.
I mean, to really, be able to give you that, ma'am, I would have to know what the fuck the previous incident was, and I don't. So
you really don't have to know. The only thing you have to do now is acknowledge your ignorance.
I acknowledge my analogousness.
Very interesting. She pulls out a notebook, clicks a pen, goes through a few pages, and from where you're sitting, she sees your name, and she says, "Perfect. So that is a demerit to your profile, Stan. I'm so sorry you did not acknowledge ignorance." Perfect.
What? That's what I said, huh?
She moves on. Bonnie.
Oh yeah. Don't you worry about it, Miss Technical Grip. I will 100% maintain ignorance about similarities between today's whatchamahoosit and the anomaly from 1527, March the 18th.
Perfect. And then Darcy, if you will.
Yes, I, Darcy Jones, ignore all previous similarities.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Now, that is all the information I can give you. Best be on your way to Mercantile Avenue, and we will be watching you. But I'm sure you'll do a great job of getting this anomaly and capturing them, bringing them back.
Okay, Kelvin, turn your pad off. We're gonna get in the backpack. It's not a backpack. I promise it's a papoose. I don't like. I like to use the term backpack. Never mind. General manager, ma'am, can I ask you a question?
That's it.
Is there like
Speed it up, please. You don't have all day.
Yeah, all right. Is there like a daycare program that I can like take my my nephew to or something? Like it's like the last time was just kind of a little bit hairy, and Kelvin had a great time. Great time. I just want to say Kelvin had a fantastic time. Does not remember anything about it. But like, yeah, just like
if you
benefits.
and If you have enough commendations, I'm sure that you could try to get it from the agency. She reaches through the same notebook and flips a few pages to where your profile is stated. I'm assuming you don't have a lot of like high standing in the agency. She says, yes, I'm afraid that if you good news, if you want that, you will be working for the next 2 years and you will probably get that at some point during that period of time. But right now, I'm afraid you don't have enough commendations to actually have facilities of the daycare system. So I'm afraid we can't help you there today.
All right. Aye, General Manager. Come on, Kelvin. Let's go. We're going to have a great time today at the spa.
2 years, the kid's gonna be sprouting fucking chin hairs by then. Jesus Christ.
I mean, technically, we all have hairs on our chin to begin with, right? Like, they're super small and fuzzy. It's kind of soft. You can't really see them there, but I'm pretty sure little Fahrenheit's going to keep the same number until he's at least 13.
I think we
yeah.
should just walk and talk.
Yeah,
possibly.
You-
Please.
I'm assuming you all indeed you get up and leave this meeting room. However, as you leave this meeting room and make your way back to the elevator, something as you pass by this long corridor of like doors, as Stan, as you pass by one of these doors in the little row that you're walking in, something is slipped underneath the door just in perfect timing that it falls right in front of your feet as you are about to take a step. It seems to be a file, actually. Do you go to reach and pick it up, or do you walk past it?
Yeah, he'll pick it up and slip it in his jacket. Just say,
Let me know
all
if you look
right,
at it."
gang. I know a shortcut to get to the Mercantile District. Come with me. And
Okay, I don't know if shortcuts are a good idea, but yeah, if you're the professional, I got you.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah. Listen, Riley. There's a thing about working reception where that's all I gotta do is know where to send people, and I always know a fucking shortcut. You can always rely on your union representative Stan to know a fucking shortcut.
Oh, that's great. Okay, no, that's great. No, yeah, you got it, Stan. Sorry, Mr. Avanecchio.
Nah, you could just
Oh.
call me Stan, and he'll wrap a big arm around his shoulder, and he'll be like,
Oh,
and as your union representative, and he'll just start walking him down the hallway.
Actually,
Kelvin
we're
does
fine.
pull your shirt and kind of
Yeah.
removes his headphones a little bit and says, "Is it gonna be better than last time's? Because there were a lot of bodies last time."
Oh yeah, no, you don't have to worry about bodies. We're going to a spa, buddy. Yeah, we're going to a
Are
spa,
we
so there's
gonna
gonna be
see
like
these people on the ground not moving?
no. Well, I mean, they might be like relaxing because it is a spa, but like, no, I mean, I'll get you some cucumber slices and we'll get you set up like at a TV or something
I
or
don't
some
like
magazines.
cucumber slices.
Okay, yeah, well, your pop said that you can't have potato chips because they have too much of a salt content and your sodium levels are off, so you have to give you cucumbers instead. You remember?
He puts his headphones back on.
Kids nowadays, it's really hard to connect with them.
Oh, don't I fucking know it? Come on. Anyway, as a union representative, I'm sure we can whittle that 2 years of working here down for the daycare thing. I'll bring it to the board. We'll talk about it. There'll be a conversation involved, of course. But
Oh, that'd be great. I would love to join the union. They don't let us part-timers do it, but if I can get on full-time, that'd be great. They said that I do have to go through the 90-day period, so
yeah, probation. Yeah. You'll get there, kid. You'll get there.
Oh, okay.
As you are walking, I'm assuming then that Stan is actually leading them somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to use my anomaly ability. I know a shortcut.
Okay. Please do tell us what it says on there and what you need to roll or what needs to happen for that.
Ooh. Give me just one moment. So, when you want to get somewhere in a hurry, say the phrase, I know a shortcut, and then describe a short path to the discussed location, and then roll initiative. So essentially, what is going to happen is Stan will walk everybody into an elevator. And then I should probably roll to see if it works. Then, you know what happens next. So that's rolling initiative. So how do GM?
And yes, so you roll 64s that you have laying there, and you initiative. If you look at initiative on your character sheet, do you have any quality assurances next to it? As in, are any of the boxes ticked? Any of the boxes colored, showing that
They
you
are
have
not.
quality? Okay, so you have no quality assurances in initiative. That means that you will roll. You will tell me how many 3s you've rolled. But because you don't have a quality assurance in the system, that's called you have a burnout to your dice roll as well. So one of your 3s that you roll will automatically go away because you don't have quality assurances in it.
All right, so I got 2 3s.
Yes. You 2 3s, and then one goes away because of your burnout.
Yeah, no, I rolled 3, and then
Okay,
you said
perfect.
to get rid of 1.
Okay, absolutely. Then you have 2 3s. That means that it succeeds. You can read whatever it says on your anomaly ability that it succeeds. However, that does mean that 4 chaos is created and goes into the pool of chaos that I have. So please describe what happens and what do we see?
It says, on a success, your directions are correct, no matter how impossible. So, as Stan kind of puts his arm around Barney on the other side of him as well, kind of pulls both of them together. He says, you know, I know this great spot down by the Mercantile District. I'm telling you, they've got the best pasta carbonara you could ever get outside of Rome. I mean, this stuff is, it'd make you want to slap your mother. It's so good, you know.
And I
For
don't
breakfast?
know why would I want to slap my mom, Mr. Slim Shady? I think that's a little bit mean, don't you think? Miss
Yeah.
Bennett, wouldn't you agree that's a bit mean, right?
It's something. I think that's a good turn of phrase. Right, Mr. Sal?
Stan. And as he says his
Stan,
name,
I'm so sorry.
as he says his name, the lights from the elevator start to get really bright, almost blinding, and the space between them begins to crackle and split, and fractals form in the air, and the light begins to shine through the fractals in a bunch of different colors before the elevator opens, and they are walking out into the underground subway station near the Mercantile District.
That's pretty neat. Pretty neat there, Mr. Stan.
Reception, I gotta know where to send people, am I right? Always gotta know a shortcut.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, for sure. Come on, Kelvin, hop on. I'm gonna have it looks like a hiking backpack, but it's like a little place that Kelvin can stand up on and hold on my shoulders, or sit in it, or that kind of thing. Nice little backpack papoose.
Yep. And until you say otherwise, it's screen time for Kelvin, and he is playing a game.
Perfect. Yeah. Right. Excellent.
Okay. If you make your way up and above ground again, if there is anything you wish to discuss, now is the time.
How you been, Darcy? You doing all right? It's been a while since I've been down to, reception. I haven't needed, or down to hotline, I haven't been able to send anybody down there in a while,
Oh,
You
I've
doing
been
all right?
perfectly fine. How have you been? You sound a little in the throat. Do you like tea? I can suggest a nice tea, maybe mint,
no, I'm good.
chamomile, some honey.
And he'll open the pack of cigarettes and put on his mouth and like, no, everything's just fine, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, I'm always going to be concerned for my coworkers.
Oh, well, ain't you a fucking peach, Darcy? That's why everybody says you're the fucking sweetheart of
Well,
hotline.
I'm
hey,
allergic to
hey.
peaches.
I just want to intercut here and say, can we limit the cursing around? I know the kids got earmuffs on,
Oh,
but it's like,
absolutely.
can we say things like frick or dang, or maybe if you feel the need, can you spell it out? Like, oh, I need you to CUT the SHIT, or I need you to pipe the FUCK down, or something like that. It's just it's a tactic, not a tactic. It sounds like
yes.
Yeah, Ennui's got a point there, eh? Little Celsius probably shouldn't be hearing those bad words. Anyway, he's hanging on your back like one of those, what are little creatures called from that, the video game? You throw the red and white balls at him? Oh, the Digimon, that's the one.
I think that's Pokemon, but okay, close. There's a lot of like Japanimation, especially during that time frame. It's hard to juggle. Yeah.
What's a
Thank you for the-
Digimon?
I don't know, Mr. Slim Shady, but I think they're kind of popular or something. You could probably ask Mr. Embarrassment here about it. He probably knows the whole thing. I got a kid on his back and all that.
No. So it's like, okay, so like Digimon stands for digital monsters because there are monsters that are found in a digital space, and then like Pokemon or pocket monsters.
The
because there are
conversation fades away as we make our way up to the busy street. You all arrive back in the sunlight, and you step onto Mercantile Avenue. Around you, you see a couple of things. Mercantile Avenue is a place filled with trendy boutiques, salons, restaurants, wine bars. And as you step in, there's definitely some hustle and bustle, but I don't know, something just isn't quite right. It's a feeling you have. What you do see as you get out of the subway station is on your side of the street, there is a cafe. It's the Triptych Cafe. If you've ever been there, you might know it. You hear some unusually loud, intense conversations from under the green and gold overhang of the Triptych Cafe's patio. And you, as you're standing pretty close, you can hear like a lot of conversation going on, and at least 3 people are crying like very loudly. That's happening right next to you. As you look around, you see as well, about in the middle of the street, a little bit further off, you see just a woman in the middle of the busy street, sitting on the ground, next to what appears to be a puddle of water. And she's staring into it. And if all of this going on wasn't even enough, you also notice that across the street is Found, a name that might be familiar now, at least to Stan, maybe from the ads that you've seen. Any of you who use skincare might also know it, or care about going on a spa day, because that is all what Found is known to be. You see that Fount is across the street, a bit further off, and there seems to be a small crowd gathered outside of it. Yeah, and you see that there is a lot of commotion going on there as well. Again, yes, if you are the type of person who cares about skincare or taking care of yourself in a little treat yourself way, you'd know that Fount is a luxury like Medi-Spa. That's across the street from Triptych. All of this is going on as you step out onto the busy Mercantile Avenue street. You're standing there?
Well, I mean, what do you think, Dars? I mean, I keep seeing fucking ads for this place. I'm sorry. It's part of my lexicon. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry.
We're going to start a swear jar. Actually,
I don't have any money for that. I have too many.
Actually, No, can we not
Kelvin-
do a swear jar because that enforces negative reinforcement, and we want to kind of like positive uplifting. Like, can you please try to use frickin'
okay.
Kelvin
Yeah.
pats
Okay.
on your shoulder, and you're his uncle, right?
Yeah.
He says, Uncle, what if I get the money?
Well, what do you
What-
mean you can
what-
get the money for the swear
That
jar?
makes it positive.
What if I'm the jar?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is establish a swear jar. It's gonna be like a quarter per swear word. And yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, yeah, what? Good job, buddy. And just like put up a fist.
He gives a fist bump. He puts his headphones back on.
All
I
right.
think,
Okay.
I think your
to-
nephew has a promising future as a loan shark.
I feel like you should give him a $5 right now just for future assurance.
Pay it
Like an
forward,
investment.
kind of.
Yeah.
Pay it forward,
yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
That's like-
Yeah, if
that's
I had
20
a $5
swear
on me, I would.
words.
And I'm already on 3. And he'll reach in his wallet, take out a $5 bill, and hand it to the kid. Okay, 17 left. Got it. All right. Anyway, look, I've been seeing ads for this place across the street here all day, and I don't know anything about it. I think I'm a little too late in the game to be getting into skincare, but I don't know. It seems weird. I don't know. It popped up on the TV. I was eating a sandwich. There was a lot of stuff happening.
There. See, you're on. I think before we start investigating, I'm going to see if I can help and it starts pointing in the direction of the people crying.
Oh yeah, that's your whole
is-
thing. Yeah.
As completely ignored Stan. Is everything okay? Can I help you?
So you're talking about the crying that you hear from the cafe patio, right?
Mhm.
Yes, because that's the crying you heard. You get closer, and it's not just one person who's crying. There's at least 3 people crying. If you want to approach them, you totally can. However, they're not alone. Either they are talking to someone that they're sitting with, or they're on the phone. You get closer.
Okay.
As you notice that it is kind of weird that at least 3 people here are crying. As you get closer, the trip to cafe is a mix of modern and old-fashioned, and they are known for delicious, expensive coffee and pastries. It's that kind of place. As you get closer to kind of see what is going on with this crying, you see on the front of the building that there is a menu showcasing today's special. Today's special is the Forget Me Not, a picture of a vibrant blue latte with butterfly pea flower. It's available hot or iced, and as you get closer, you do see that on the patio, almost everyone is drinking it, actually. Either hot or iced. Everyone seems to be enjoying today's special. You get closer to see what is up with those people crying. You do notice indeed that they are either in conversation or on the phone, and as you kind of linger trying to decide if you will approach one or not, you can hear their conversations. And you can hear that they're crying because they are all in one form or the other making apologies. And they're apologizing for, one of them is saying that they misplaced a friend's hair tie, and they are crying profusely to this person in front of them to say that they misplaced their hair tie, and they're so sorry about that, and they know that the hair tie probably means a whole lot to them and stuff, and they're crying about this hair tie. Another person on the phone also crying profusely, saying how sorry they are that they forgot the pet goldfish birthday of whoever is on the phone. And they are crying, apologizing that they missed out on wishing the goldfish, Henry, a good birthday. They're so sorry about that. They want to make it up in any way possible. They feel horrible about it. And last person that you hear crying right now was actually coming outside with their drink and passed by another person, and they sneezed right as they passed this person, maybe a little bit on this person, and they just start breaking down, tearing up, apologizing for the sneeze that they just gave. These are the types of crying that you're hearing right now as you are lingering here, kind of listening in. And yeah, it's this kind of thing where people are crying because they're expressing the fear of like losing the other person as a result of this small little thing, honestly. If you want to approach any one of them, that's fine. That is up to you as you linger there.
Darcy is shaking her just a little bit. This is a lot of saline in the air. It's going to be bad for your skin. But she does wander over to the missing hair tie group, or that apology in particular.
Yeah. Indeed, two people, two girls sitting at a table, both with their forget-me-nots, drinking them. And indeed, the other person is kind of trying to ease the friend's mind that the hair tie is not a big deal. As you approach, they don't really notice you because this one friend, this one girl, is still very much in crying mode right now. I'm so sorry. I know that the hair tie is so probably so important to you. It's the one you always wear at your wrist. And I don't know if you got it from your mom or your grandma or something. I don't know, but I'm so sorry. I lost it. I don't know where it is. You're fine. It's a hair tie. It's no big deal. I can buy a new one.
Hi, I really don't mind. Don't mind me for butting in, but I heard there was something about a hair tie. I know that can be a sentimental piece for anyone. And she's politely stroking the back of the girl crying, and they're like kind of smoothing their fingers across the hairs. And I would like to use my move negatives, if possible.
Describe what do you want to do? What is your move?
It says inspect the place where something once was, roll attentiveness. And I assume the hair tie was once on this girl's hair.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Roll 60 force. And
right.
Do you have any quality assurances in attentiveness? Do any of the triangles filled in?
I do not.
Okay. So when you roll, tell me how many 3s you've rolled, but subtract 1 because you have a little burnout there because you do not have a quality assurance in it.
Well, I had 1 3, so that's 0.
Okay. So that means unless what you can always do is use a quality assurance to get a 3. That can be any quality assurance you have. You just lose 1. That would mean that you have success. If you do not do that, that is a total failure. You do not have a success then.
Then I'll take 1 from my presence, because this is an awkward situation to butt yourself in.
Absolutely. Use 1, then you have 1 success, so it does succeed, and you can tell us, however, it does create 5 chaos for me, and you can tell us what happens when you have a success.
I think the chaos comes in the form of her fingers kind of staticking and glitching out. It may bleed into the girl's hair. She might feel like a tingle or an itch, but depending on how long the hair is, it may be distant or like kind of like the wind bristling. Mm-hmm. And I think with Darcy's point, she's still smiling and engaging, but her eyes are so far gone and distant as they see the history or the places this hair tie has been.
Having visions as Raven and That's So Raven. And you see the history of this hair tie. I'm assuming you specifically want to try to figure out where it was left.
Mm-hmm.
You do indeed. You see, honestly, as far as history of this hair tie goes, It's just a regular hair tie that has mostly been with a friend. At some point, a friend indeed did borrow it, and the place that they misplaced it is in the bathroom, actually, of the cafe that they went to last night, which is called Moonlight. And they literally just left the hair tie on the sink there and left as they were drunk.
And just maybe, you might want to check the last place you were out with it. I don't know if you do have any nighttime activities, but maybe check the bathroom. I've lost a couple things there at one point, but if I had a hunch, that's what I would look.
I'm sure it's lost forever. The other friend chimes in and says, well, we'll check it, or I just buy a new one. Thanks. This might help, actually, as she says that to you.
Of course.
You have done a good job here. As you finish helping these two girls out, you stand up again and I guess you turn to look at your group again, where they were waiting, or rather your team. As you do, and as you walk back to them, you pass by another maybe a little bit strange occurrence at one of the tables underneath this patio. And you see that there is a table about like 5 elderly men and women who are together with their drinks on the table. They have a huge pile of photographs on it. And it's this warm kind of conversation where they're reminiscing about stuff and maybe things they all went through together or experienced together. And you would expect the photos on the table to be of people, of maybe the people themselves who are sitting at a table, or of a vacation. Instead, as you pass by and as you glance down, you notice that the pictures that are like laying across this table are pictures of just blurry stuff, like a vacuum cleaner, a refrigerator, just walls, the ground of something, literally just objects, random blurry photos of objects. But they're all sitting there talking about how they're lovely, reminiscing back to those days and that object, and if they only hadn't lost that vacuum cleaner. Oh well. You walk past. Yeah?
Okay. I was about to wave my pals over for this, but if we're just walking past, we're walking past.
You can totally decide to wave your pals over for this.
What do you think, pals? Y'all want to investigate these photographs?
Oh, hell yeah, Ms. Bennett. I'll take a look.
If you need me to clean it up, I'll do it as well.
Your team walks over to this table. They are not paying attention to you. They are just among themselves, kindly reminiscing. And you stand a little bit off to the side as your team comes over to you.
I've noticed something in particular about the drink of the day has made people very emotional.
Yeah, I hate
Seems
fad.
Off.
I hate fad coffee. It's awful. You remember like when they started putting like weird like unicorn coffee and everything like that, and then they found out that it was like a lot of like milk and magnesia that was making the coffee all pink and everything, and so people were having a lot of SHIT problems.
Oh yeah, the potion of shit your own ass. I remember that. It sucks. A bad coffee's bad for everyone.
You see Kelvin's
Swear
hand
jar.
stick out.
Well,
I hand over the quarter.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, do you want me to go talk to the actually maybe what's his name over here? Barney and we go talk to the drink guy. See if he
we could do that, yeah.
And we could, stay close enough to see each other for F's sake. Huh?
Me and Kelvin can go assess the crowd across the street and see what's going on with them, and if there's anything that we gotta clean up.
I mean, I feel like maybe you should help Darcy here with the photograph
Oh
investigation.
yeah, hey Darcy, no, I
sure.
got, and hey, no, I got you. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. You got me, Darcy. That's. I've heard that
Perfect.
like interdepartment collaboration's really good for like forward momentum in a company, so I'm all about it.
I see. Well, I'm glad you're thinking forward because we need that daycare, don't we, Kevin? Do we?
It's Kelvin.
She's talking to the baby like a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, Stan
indeed.
will put a big arm around Barney's shoulder again and he'll say, "You know, when I was your age, there was this guy on TV. He played a character. His name was Barney Fife. I love that fucking character." And he's just like walking over.
And
to
you
the-
walk
to
him
the drink
in.
bar.
Yes. You walk Barney in, and the two of you get inside of the cafe. There is no line right now. There is a barista standing behind the counter. And indeed, as you saw outside, you see there a little screen that also shows among the menu of other drinks they have, shows today's special, the Forget-Me-Not. You can walk up, and the barista will pay attention to you because you're new customers coming in. He looks around, says, "Hi there, welcome to the Triptych. What can I get you?"
Coffee, black, just as God intended.
You sure you don't want to try today's special? It's
Coffee,
only limited
black,
time.
just as God intended.
Perfect. He writes it down. What
Oh,
about you,
yes.
sir?
Sorry about that, bud. You're gonna have to excuse my friend here. Mr. Marshall Mathers only likes a black coffee. He's a bit weird that way. Anyway, I'll try your drink of the day. That looks pretty fun. Little blue for me, but dabba dee dabba die. Here's $1.
All right. He writes it down and he says, $1 will not do. So
All right,
you came
sorry.
together.
I roll out more dollars, just like it came from my tip jar this morning.
Yeah, I'm after that $5, I'm a little bit light for cash, Barney. You mind if I get you back on payday or?
I don't know if I ever got paid since I started working for you folks, but sure.
All right. Yeah, then that also tracks.
He sums you up for an insanely high total and says, I'll get that started for you and bring it back when it's done here. So wait a second.
I think
He
the tears
leaves.
are coming from the empty wallet there, Mr. Dido.
Yeah, you're probably right. I got financial engagements that I can't get out of. Shit, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know.
I had a penchant for cards in my younger years, and it kind of gets ahead of you.
And half of that went to the little kid outside today.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, he's gonna.
You got hustled by a 3-year-old.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna get my knees busted up for a 7 or 8-year-old. But what Tony Caruso don't know doesn't break my legs, right?
Here is your black coffee, and here is your Forget-Me-Not. How about give it a taste and let me know what you think? And he leans forward as if actually waiting for you to take a sip right now of your drink.
Interesting. Instead, I am going to reach into my pocket and use nap time.
Okay. Please
it'll-
explain what you want to do.
I basically get to put my target into a sudden, pleasant sleep with a dream of my choice, and I will make him dream that I have sipped the drink.
Why don't you go ahead and roll? Again, is that with a quality assurance?
That is with a quality insurance of 3.
Okay, perfect. So then you can just tell me how many 3s you roll.
I've rolled 2 3s.
Okay. Always at a opportunity as well if you roll 2 3s. If you spend 1 quality assurance, you can get it up to 3 3s. Normally, if you roll that naturally, it gives you some special benefits. However, the only benefit you could get now is that it would generate 0 chaos instead of 4, which chaos is stuff that I can pretty much use to make your life more difficult. So that's an option, you don't have to. You have a success either way.
I think I'll just take my success. That sounds more fun
perfect.
to me.
Explain to us what you do, what it looks like.
Excellent. So, as I use my anomaly, I first of all reach into a pocket with one hand, and I take out the sand and I blow in his face. With my other hand, I take out my bubble wand, because like there's milk foam suds floating around me already. I blow the bubbles for less suspicion, as I just kind of fast forward out of existence straight into the dreamscape. And I give him the dream that not only did I drink this coffee, but I'm sobbing up a storm like you wouldn't believe. It's like I actually watched that movie with Mr. Darcy in it.
Okay, so, and I do understand correctly that he does take a little nap right now?
He does. He deserves the break.
Okay, he kind of starts yawning. I think I'm just gonna take a break right now. And he kind of moves towards the back, presumably, to go take his nap. You both get your drinks, however. And
that was the easiest anomaly capture I've ever seen there, bud. Put that right in the briefcase. We're done.
You're muted. I thought it was a bit. You're muted.
No, I know I was muted. It's like, we got to do a little bit of thorough investigation here, cross our T's, dot our I's, But let's go check this guy out a little bit, and we'll see if we need to shove him in the fucking briefcase. 16. And he'll start walking to the back where the guy went.
I don't know if you need to count if he is not here.
That's cheating, though. I learned my lesson in Atlantic City 4 years ago on August 14th. Trust me, I learned my lesson.
That's very honest of you, Mr. Eminem.
I appreciate that. A bit.
You walk towards the back and towards where this guy went to take a nap. And as you do, you did get to a little break room area where possibly they also sit as employees to take up inventory and other stuff like that. He's indeed sitting on a chair next to a little table, his head resting there, taking a quiet, peaceful nap, having a good dream. As you do, you sit there and you wait a little bit, you look around a little bit, and one thing as you are seeing if there's anything interesting here, on the table, a few papers are scattered, and they are basically taking up inventory for today, and especially for their today's special drink, for their forget-me-not. Lots of just plain ingredients on there, especially Barney, you're also a barista, and you can check this, look through it, and all stuff that you would recognize and be like, okay, yeah, this is standard stuff that would be in a latte. Except for the one thing that they add, which you're not familiar with. And that is the forget-me-not pea flour additive. You see, funnily enough, you've heard the name before today, and Stan was the one mentioning it. You see that the forget-me-not pea flour additive that they use for the drink of today is sourced by Found, which is the spa across the street. And apparently, this flower extract that they use in today's drink was sourced from them. That is about as we have a little montage of your time in there. The only interesting thing you really find there as he's dreaming. Yes.
Just really quickly, Stan didn't actually come back here to investigate this guy at all. Stan's gonna kind of reach in his pocket and pull out his wallet. This sleeping guy, take his driver's license, take some money, take some credit cards, shove it in his pocket. Does that count as commandeering belongings for my sanctioned behaviors?
Absolutely. Yes. Remember that
Great.
for at the end.
And then after that, he's going to open up the file that slid under the door back at
Yes,
the agency
actually.
and take a look.
Yes. I will tell you what you find. The files that were slid under the door, you take a first look at them, and they seem to be a report. But as you notice from the stamps on the papers, it's a heavily redacted report. It's from an agent named Luella McConnell, and it is back from the early 1900s. In it, she personally describes following a trail of written reports of unexplained and familiar emotional and physical effects, as your general manager described. The crying, people finding things from the past and stuff, reminiscing. You see that she explains that she saw those same types of effects among explorers in what would later become southern Florida. But she could find no evidence of its existence in the intervening centuries. So since then, she could find no evidence of its existence. She tried to lure it out, the anomaly, by creating a tourist attraction related to her best guess towards its focus, but it didn't have any luck, and it didn't work. And that is what you have in your hand. And as you do that, as Barney, you go through this list for today's drink. So let's say as well, as you wait there, maybe you don't wait a little bit, but you move out of there for now. Camera moves back out of the cafe, and back on where Riley and Darcy, you are standing there, and actually, I will say that when you stand there, Riley having mentioned wanting to go across the street to see the crowd there in front of Font, but then being like, oh, maybe we should look at the photographs. I think your decision is maybe made a little bit easier by the fact that the photographs, the people are just literally sitting there, mindlessly reminiscing. And at the same time, when your colleagues leave, you hear a little bit of commotion going on in the crowd that's actually gathered. And you hear a woman starting to yell, actually, with whatever is happening there. What do you guys do?
We should pick up the pace. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I see those?
Sure, go on.
I'm gonna take the photos, and as we're walking, you're gonna see me looking at the photos and like seeing how like they're changing a little bit, they're fading a little bit, but there's still like evidence of what's going on. And since we're all popping off with our abilities, I might as well go ahead and pop off with my catalog ability here. It's called You Might Also Like, and we see Riley look at the photo and then move things around almost like a film editor, almost like it's like different cells of like animation cells and everything like that, and moving stuff around to shift the photos to make it look like everybody's having a good time and everything. Well, that's what I'm going to try to do. I have to make a roll.
Perfect. Roll for me.
Excellent. So I can hold any object small enough to carry, and I got to roll dynamism, which I do not
Do you have
have.
any quality? Okay.
Perfect. Okay, that is 4 successes. 4 threes.
Then you can explain what we see, what happens.
Yeah, like as we see like Riley kind of like moving stuff around in the photograph and everything, you can see that it's almost like film editing is taking place. There's objects moved out of there, different props rearranged, telling the actors to like have a different look on their face, approach the lines a little bit differently as they're getting in the middle of the frame, and just goes ahead and looks, and instead of it just being like what we were seeing before, it's just friends having fun, just everybody having a good old time. It's just a nice little just a night, a day out, just to kind of make sure that nothing gets out to the public.
Very wholesome.
Mhm.
Effortlessly you do this. As you do you put the photographs back on the table before you leave, or do you keep them with you?
Yeah, I go ahead and just like put them down, and like they're just like enjoy.
Yeah. As you walk across the street, you get closer to Fount. Both of you see that Fount's exterior is this large, impossibly clean building. It has tall windows that disappear into a concrete facade, and it's polished whiter than white. And the exterior merges into like a swooping overhang that meets the ground in like a wave pattern, because it's a spa. Haha. Beneath this overhang, there is a scene unfolding indeed. As you get closer, you see that the people who are creating this kind of crowd, some of them are wearing fan t-shirts, namely from a famous actor and a heartthrob superstar, Jay Sheesh, who has been in a few commercials for Fount. Uh, Clearly, this is a fan group of his who have gathered there and are being kind of kept out of the store right now. But that is not the thing that is making the most noise here. There are two people arguing very loudly in front of the doorway. And off to the side as well, as you do get closer, kind of get an overview of this scene, you see the crowd, two people arguing, and you see a man like looking a little bit shadier, trying to actually get in the store instead of being stopped by this crowd. You hear the argument going on, and you see that it is between a woman wearing sunglasses, looking a little bit younger, and holding up a phone in front of her, and a man who is standing inside of the doorway. If any of you are familiar with content creators, that is up to you. However, then you would be familiar with the woman who is making this argument. She is Indigo Jones, and she is a content creator that has been putting stuff online. And as you get closer, you hear the argument going on where Indigo is shouting at this other person for being basically pushed out and being ordered to leave the building. But she doesn't get why, because she was finally able to snag an appointment here and go to the spa, and now they're asking her to leave because what? Because she was filming some content on her phone when she was in the mineral pools, and suddenly they ask her to leave? Like, they are trying to push her out of the industry here. That's the only thing that's happening here. And like literally she doesn't get what's wrong, and she just wants to go back in, but this man stopping her, clearly an employee of Fount, is trying to calm her down and be like, no, you can't let you go back in. You did some stuff that wasn't okay. We're asking you politely to leave. That's all. We're asking you politely to leave. And clearly this woman is making a whole fuss about it and shoving, like, wildly waving around with her phone where she is like showing it to the man and being like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this that I filmed? Like, tell me what's wrong. This is the scene that you walk into as you get closer.
Oh, geez, Darcy, I think there's going to be a lot of swear words around this. This seems like one of those I'm filming you on your live kind of situations. Do you want to handle this, and I can go check and see what, the slippery Sam snuck in there?
Sure. I'll do my best. And please be careful with your cousin?
Nephew. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Do you want to
I'm
hang
going
out
to-
with him while I'm doing the dangerous stuff? You can just kind of have him on your back. You won't even notice. He's really good with screen time.
I mean, if you trust me with him, I will be honored as a god peer. I don't know what I'm taking. Like she's shrugging it on and everything with him on it.
Actually, I think I'm gonna take Kelvin. You called yourself a god
Oh.
peer, and I'm just like, it's not the first time, okay? Maybe the second time. Maybe second operation, okay?
Okay.
It's the first
all right.
operation.
Well, oh no, I'm not crushed. I thought I was just helping you all. It's totally fine.
No. I'm highly appreciative of it. I just like
No, please.
I started
We are
thinking of
wasting
Roger
time with this
being,
conversation.
I'm so sorry. Okay,
You should go. You should go. You should go. Bye.
I'm
Bye.
gonna try to sneak in with Kelvin after that guy.
Okay, perfect. So, so you, Riley, want to just get inside? Together with this other guy who's trying to get inside?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Darcy, you're saying to kind of watch this, conversation.
I'm here to interfere.
Okay, perfect. Then we'll stay outside with Darcy right now. You stay there, standing, and Indigo is not showing a sign of really tampering down any moment. She's waving this phone in front of this guy's face and just really saying that she doesn't get why Jay gets all of this privilege and stuff, and she would also work with them if they would just let her back inside and give her the opportunities that they're giving Jay, a man, and not her, a woman. Seems a little sus. Maybe she might want to put that online, huh, for them? If your intention is to stay and see if you need to interfere at any point, am I understanding that correctly?
Mhm.
Okay. Then as you stand there, at a certain point, it does become clear that she's not going to be let back inside by this man. And that's just it for right now. And at a certain point, she does have to take that in and decides to back off for now. And she goes through this crowd of fan girls and boys for Jay, and she pushes her way out and kind of is pocketing her phone as she walks out. If you would want to talk to her, you can. If you would want to stay there and watch what happens now, you totally can. That's up to you.
She'll fall into line in whatever direction Indigo is going.
Mhm.
Oh, Miss Indigo. Hi. Hello.
Is
Hi.
it-
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I was a huge fan. I really turned my skincare routine around with the Get Ready With Me video, and I
my
just
God.
had a few questions about what happened, if there's anything I can do to help. I understand how
Oh.
difficult it is as a woman to succeed in any realm of business. So I see the sexism here. It's very apparent.
Oh, girl, let me tell you, indeed. It's also nice to hear that you're a fan, actually. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
I was in there, and I finally, it's so difficult to get an appointment here. It's a spa, but it's, for some reason, it's always booked or whatever. I finally got an appointment, and I got to go in and just enjoy the spa a little bit. I've never been in there. And I was in the mineral pools, and I was thinking, it might be fun to make some content in here because it's so exclusive to get in. Started filming around the pools a little bit, and one of the employees just all of a sudden told me to get up and get out because I wasn't allowed to film there. And I was like, what the hell do you mean? I'm a content creator. This is what I do. Why can't I film at your pool? And they basically just escorted me out. I couldn't stay anymore. I was like, what the hell? This is such sexism. Why is Jay allowed in here and why am I not allowed in there, right? Who cares about the filming? This is just a personal thing at this point. They want to push me out of the industry, and I'm just so pissed about it. I'm gonna be texting and tweeting about this. I'm gonna be putting it online, but I do have the video still though, so I might still be able to.
And they
use
didn't
that.
have any signs saying that you couldn't film or any waivers
No,
to
they
sign.
didn't.
This feels
No,
very
they didn't.
okay. So it is as pointed as I think it is. I think you should
I
start a
know.
review bomb campaign. Truly.
I know. See, and she pulls out her phone again and opens it up, scrolls a little bit, and she stands next to you where you can both see her phone. And she starts saying, see, look, I literally don't get why they were making such a big fuss about it. This is just okay, it's pretty and stuff, but it's a very basic pool, if you ask me. On the phone, you see a video that she indeed took when she was inside. And it does look like, your usual steamy spa pool, pretty basic, lots of candles around. Something that does catch your eye that is a little bit unnerving, maybe especially to someone who has experience with things that aren't in this reality. You see as the camera moves and takes a little pan of this pool and stops for a second, you see a vine of some kind of plant, a very thin vine, apparently coming from the side, you don't know where from. And as the camera is literally there, and you hear Indigo talking. So this is a video that she took when she was already getting into a discussion with whoever was trying to get her out. She probably wasn't looking at what she was filming. You see this thin vine kind of on camera crawl into the pool a little bit and kind of start spreading. And you see that. But the camera stops in.
Actually, I'm glad that you were escorted out when you were, because I saw something dangerous in there. There's like this really thin sheen of algae that should not be in any healthcare or spa. So,
okay,
you might have a
God,
lawsuit.
I'm gonna make them pay for not letting me in there, not letting me make the ads for them. I appreciate
Or
that. Look,
get hush money.
I could become famous from this, though. Why would I want hush money? I could get so much more famous than Jay from this. I appreciate this. Wow. It's always so much fun to meet a fan out in the open, but you've given me such a good idea now. So, kisses, bye. I'm gonna contact my lawyer right now and actually tell them your idea.
Oh, please, don't even attach me. I was just a concerned fan. I am going to catch my friend in there. But it was so nice meeting you.
Oh yeah, so nice. Bye. She clearly does not care anymore at this point. You've given her something that was valuable to her, and she is on a goal now. She walks out of there. And you turn away.
And now Darcy's going to go get in.
And you turn to also get in. Both for Riley and for you then later, Darcy. It's simple enough for you to get in because this person in the doorway is kind of trying to keep this fan group out, but you can kind of slip past and into the actual building itself. As you do that, camera will pan over to the cafe again, and focus back on where Stan and Barney are. I will tell you right now, if you've both done your thing, do you intend to wait there or do you intend to do something else?
At the very least, Stan he's gonna go look for Darcy and Riley. If we're trying to get into this spa, I'm telling you, this pimply-faced little redhead, that's the way into the damn spa. They're gonna see him and they're gonna be like, this could be the fucking poster child for our new skincare thing, you know? What's, the before and afters on this guy are gonna be, cinema gold or whatever. So, at least Stan is going to be trying to convince Barney that we need to go catch up with them. Also, he was going to tell Barney that this, the black coffee that he gets from Barney is much better than the black coffee he got here. This tastes like a fucking Atlantic City motel fucking coffee,
Oh, that's very nice of you, bud. Thank you there, Mr. Marshall. To be fair though, they probably just let it sit for too long before they reheated it for you. You gotta grind the beans nice and fresh if you want it to taste good as possible. He's gonna hold up the briefcase and give it a shake, and there's just a loud liquid sloshing noise inside. I got your anomaly, whatchamahoozies or whatever, so we can gather the others for sure.
Okay, all right. I appreciate the work you do, Barney. I feel like people don't, say it enough. Especially the, baristas, and you perform a valuable service to, the city.
That's very nice of you to say, Mr. Mathers. And he holds up the tip jar.
And this is what I mean, compensation. And he'll take some of the money that he took out of the guy's wallet and put it in there.
Did Barney take the tip jar from the cafe indeed, just hand it, and then we'll put it back with the tip? Or is he gonna keep that?
That is the tip jar from the agency coffee shop. He carries it with him.
Yeah, so as we leave here, do we see the tail end of that interaction between Indigo and Darcy?
I imagine that at this point Riley is already inside, but you do see Darcy leaving, having talked to someone, and then kind of mustering their way next to this crowd and slipping into Fount as you leave your cafe.
Stan will just follow the woman walking away from Darcy for a minute before looking back to Barney. Was that fucking Indigo Jones?
Oh yeah, I saw her on my friggin' Instagram reels the other night. She's super
You ever
pretty.
watch her get ready with me videos? I mean, it's absolute, it's stunningly, calming, it's tranquil.
It's really good background noise when I'm opening up the shop. Anyway, Ms. Elizabeth, I got the anomaly whatchamahoozie in the briefcase here, and he shakes it. More liquid sloshing noises.
You aren't together yet, but you can, if you I assume, also walk over to Fount across the street and try to get in through the crowd that is being stopped there right now. If they kind of see that you're not part of this crowd and part of this fan group, you are allowed inside because they do have a little shop there as well. You go past and you indeed see both Darcy and Riley inside of this building, inside of Fount. And when you enter Fount, it's very much, again, as the exterior kind of was. It's like a stock photo. It's flooded with light in here, and it dances softly over white curtains and broad leaves from potted plants all over the room. There's just gentle ambient, jungle-esque music, where you hear birds a little bit, and then some leaves rustling from all around the room from unseen speakers. And the room that you go into is the shop. That's the first part of this room that you see, and it carries all of the products that they sell, all the scrubs, the creams, the lotions, and whatnot. But most prominently in the middle of the room, also the new set of products that they are selling, their Aquafair set. And that is displayed in a little glass case at the center of this room, where all of these bottles of blue-green frosted little things of anti-aging cream are glistening like jewels. And in front of that, on a little display as well, you can see that there are little trial bottles resting on a round table around the case. And then further off in the room, as you step inside of this oasis, in a way, you see that there is also a reception with a half-circle desk and a woman sitting behind it holding a tablet. This is what you walk into. Riley, I will say that you have been looking at this, maybe even looking at this new set, as your colleagues get in and join you.
This place is pretty tranquil.
Yeah.
It, yeah.
I don't like it.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I didn't notice that y'all popped in. I was just, I was assessing cleanups.
Oh yeah, it's a good
I
idea.
saw
their
something.
Anxiety. Oh, you saw something?
Yes, in the mineral pools, there was something vine-like coming into the pool. So maybe we should, scurry on to that.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Lead the way. Your hotline.
I probably can't. I probably can't smoke in here, should I?
No, you shouldn't.
You know, you probably
She's
should.
looking for like the nearest map or something.
No, you probably shouldn't
there-
smoke anyway. You get addicted to that.
Sure, kid.
There is no map because this is just one room that you're in. You do see that as you go towards the back of this room, towards the reception area. You do see that there is a doorway kind of behind the desk. But that it does seem that as you get closer, this woman will perk up from her tablet on which she was tapping a little bit, and she will look at you. You get the feeling that obviously this is a spa, and you don't just march in, right? So you do, you can get closer to the reception, and as you do, you see this woman has a name tag on her breast pocket, which says Serena Evermore, and she looks like, just as this room, almost like a tranquil enigma. She is wearing a unisex jumpsuit tailored to her figure. And you swear as you look at her, her face is oddly familiar. You can't quite place it though, but it's oddly familiar. And as she gets closer, she gives like an apologetic look a little bit before she gives a smile, of course. And she says, "Hi there, how can I help you? I'm so sorry about the commotion going on outside. We're trying to take care of it. It really doesn't help the place, but so sorry you had to go through that. How can I help you?"
Oh, you're absolutely fine, Miss Evermore. I'm from the pool agency, and I heard there was a discrepancy in the mineral water, and I came to test that immediately.
Let me check right here on, and she is tapping on her tablet. You see as you kind of look at her and what she's doing, you see that she is hurriedly swiping away from what seems to be an ancestry website, and she switches it away to her schedule. She looks at it. She says, "I don't see an appointment scheduled with the pool company, actually."
Can I use my ability, look over there? What's that over there? And I'm gonna say, would you mind checking that again? And I'm gonna tap obnoxiously the monitor to make it say that like the pool agency. I'm gonna try to attempt to do that.
That is rad. Go ahead and roll for that as you try to tap her tablet.
This is with attentiveness, so I do have quality assurance with that. So
Perfect.
It's not gonna be absolutely awful. That is 4 3s. Am I able to? There's like a burnout thing, right? I'm able to take a burnout to. Oh, what's that?
No. So you have 4 3s right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that, you can't really change anything about that. You have a success. I don't think, unless the amount of successes matter here for you?
Let me read through this little thingy here. On a success, I can create an object where I'm pointing. It can be any mundane thing I imagine that fits comfortably and harmlessly inside the space. I think changing text on a screen fits for that. But it can only feature details or information that I would know. I was just told, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
For each additional 3, I may add another object nearby.
Okay, so that would mean that right now you would already have 4 objects or things that you could change. So I don't see the use really in you saying, "Oh, I want another one." I think it will succeed either way. For the thing that you're doing in the tablet. So yes.
Yeah,
but
I just didn't want to give you chaos. I think you've been having.
Well, it would only differ. It would only differ 1 chaos, so I don't know if you want to spend that on it.
Nah, it's great. It's fine.
You can. I love that. So basically with this, you changed things on her tablet to make it seem like you actually had an appointment in there, right? Mm-hmm. That's what your intent was in this.
Yeah.
You as you tap the tablet, I will say you, with the amount of successes here, and you not being able to change a whole lot, I'll say that you, as you tap it, you do notice something, and you notice that from the small part of it you can catch on the tablet face itself, you see that there are messages from what seems to be product development. Like, it says from a group named Product Development. And there's a message from a certain Dr. Lennox. And you see, you need to get down here. And that's what you see. And the message, as she swipes it away as if she's ignoring it, and she swipes again as you say, no, you need to look again. I'm sure that we're on there. She taps a few times and she says, right, I was mistaken. I'm so sorry. You're right. You did have a scheduled maintenance today. Right. You can head on in. If there is anything we can do for you, you let us know. You call for Serena. I'll be helping you if there's anything. You'll be able to see some employees walking around there. But yeah, just, of course, I don't need to tell you guys this, but just in case, please try to keep the tranquility inside there. People are enjoying their spa days or enjoying their treatments and stuff, and we don't want to ruin that. So try to keep yourselves as low profile as possible, please. I know you're doing your jobs. I'm also just doing my job, really. Okay.
You know, there actually is something you could do for me, Serena. I'm union rep for these fine, pool workers, and I just want to, get into some quick questions with you, while they do their thing.
Sure. Yes. You can stay here. Indeed. I will take a moment to talk to you. She gives another worried look at the doorway where there's still a commotion, but then looks back at you. You decide to stay there?
Yeah, essentially, because one of my commendable actions is interrogating someone. I'm gonna sit here and interrogate her about her very existence while they do their thing. Who are you? How do we know who you are? Can I see your driver's license? Just under the guise of I need to check your background. I need to make sure I know who I need to put as our point of contact for this, union job, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm. I think if you just do it like that, on your own capabilities, she will first answer your questions, but she will become annoyed very quickly and will very, very swiftly become done with the conversation and try to politely wrap it up and be like, this is so annoying. I don't know why this guy's doing this.
I'm gonna do something a little bit shady.
Okay. Remember that at any point, you guys as well, instead of using anomaly abilities, you can also ask the agency to change reality for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna use my anomaly ability, just keep walking.
Okay.
And so as soon as she looks back there, she says, "Oh yeah, if you need to go take care of that really quick, it's just a straight shot right up there." And then he'll lean down, untie his shoe, and then retie the knot. Which, when you give someone directions, you may attempt to trap them in a maze or endless hallways, tie a knot, and roll persistence. And essentially what I want to do is every time she goes to go towards the front of the store to talk to them, she gets rerouted to standing back in front of me so we can keep having this conversation.
Go ahead and roll for that.
I do have 3 in persistence because Stan is a persistent guy.
No burnout.
And I'm looking for 3s.
Yes.
That is 2 3s.
So again, you can choose to spend 1 quality assurance to get no chaos created, but that's the only benefit you would get from it. Or you will create
I'll give you.
Chaos.
I'll give you some chaos. It's been a while.
Okay. You guys are insane. Okay. But that does succeed. So you do that, and as this horrible loop, as we are forced to watch it as an audience, we see you just go through this conversation with her, and as she tries to walk away, just be back in this conversation with you endlessly and endlessly until you're done with it and you're satisfied in your curiosity. Spit on the ground. You
Doing spit on that thing. Hurt.
Jesus.
you do this, and I imagine it's indeed just because this is something you do. Eventually, as we already saw, your colleagues walk into the doorway. We linger with our view on you for a little bit until we actually see you be satiated in your conversation and walk through the doorway or the hallway into the spa area or what comes next. And as you do, we will pause there for a second and take a little break. So, thank you everyone for already joining us on this spa day adventure. We will be getting a little bit of hydration, taking a little bio break. So about in 10 minutes or so, we will be back with you for the unfolding of this investigation. Until then, see you in a little bit. Hello. Welcome back. I hope you also had a good break, as did we. And what's an even better break is going to the spa, which all of you have managed to get into, getting past the reception. Some of you a little earlier than one of you who wanted to interrogate and almost kind of torture another employee of the spa at the reception, sending them into an endless loop until they finished their conversation with you and you were satisfied, as you also made your way into the spa. As you all walk through this doorway, you come into a series of interconnected rooms and hallways. Basically, the layout of this is pretty simple enough. You have an area that is designated to the clinic side of things, where there are treatments, surgeries, all kinds of cosmetic things happening. And the doors, if you were to look into that hallway, are all closed indeed at this moment. Another side of this maze of hallways as you step in seems to get mistier as it would go on. You presume that that is towards the actual spa area of all of this. And then off to the side a little bit, with already a staircase going down, you can't see what is at the bottom of that staircase. You do see, however, that there is somewhere else that it leads to. And actually, one of you also notices. No, I'll leave that for now. You'll notice it eventually. So you all come into this maze of hallways. I know that one of you already mentioned that they wanted to check out the spa area. So tell me if that is actually where you go or not.
Well, Darcy is headed towards the mineral pools where Indigo had shot the video with the vines. That's where she wants to check out.
And do you take your colleagues with you?
I do. They want to come with me.
I am going to take Kelvin to get more screen time, and I'm going to try to find the security room. We're going to do some grave digging.
Yes. However, I will quickly say that if you were to make your way through this building here, that the only things you'll find on this floor is a hallway with clinic rooms where treatments are happening, an area that goes where your colleagues are going into, presumably the spa area. The only other possible way for you to go is to the right, where there's a little staircase down, and it's a room that says employees only. You don't currently see a security area.
Okay. So, instead I will, actually, the employees only area gives me an idea. So, I will follow my colleagues, but I'm going to be keeping my eye out for, like, do the associates here wear, like, polos, or are they wearing, like, scrubs? I know at some medical spas, some of the attendants wear scrubs when they're, like that. Could we tell that's, like, the vibe that they're wearing, like, when we're coming in?
You can definitely tell that they have a uniform, and that the people who are walking around just here all have just they don't have scrubs, but they have very clean white plain clothing on with a little name tag. The people walking around right now don't seem to be medical professionals, so they are just wearing a basic white uniform.
Okay. I'll go with the group, but I'll keep my eye out for some stuff there, and I'll chime in if
Absolutely.
I figure something out.
As we make our way there, I think Stan will kind of side up to Riley really quickly, actually, and be like, "Hey, so I got something. I got my hands on something when we were leaving the office, and I think you might be able to make a little more sense out of it than I can." And he'll take the file that slipped under the door and hand it to him. There's a lot of redacted stuff in here. I don't know if you can do anything with that. I don't, me personally, the paperwork's not my thing. I work in reception. I get people where they need to go.
Yeah. No, that's great. No, this is. You said you found this at the office?
Yeah, and if you need access to sort of any surveillance in this building. Just let me know. I can help you out with that too.
Okay, all right. I think maybe we could help each other out, though. Okay,
Now
this is
that's
actually
what
really good.
See, now this is what I need to hear from you, Riley. This is what your union rep wants to hear from you, that we can help each other out, that we can make some deals, we can, make it as possible for everybody,
We're not going to be breaking rules, though, right?
As your union representative, I have to counsel you not to ask me that question.
Oh, okay. I got a lot to learn. Okay, yeah. All right, well then, this looks like it's pretty sensitive, right? Redacted, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you could do anything about that, or...
You're just going to see me start ripping it into small pieces and just start eating it?
Sure.
Like rolling them up like it's popcorn and just... And I would like to use my the same ability I did earlier, the hold any small object enough to carry and roll dynamism. I'd like to do that, but turn the little shreds of paper into popcorn that I start eating.
Okay, absolutely. Roll for it.
Is that okay? Is that good? Is that I'm supposed to deal with it? I don't know.
You're dealing with it by eating it. Yeah, absolutely. Just roll to see if it works.
Got it. All right. I'm just doing my sanctioned behavior. All right, of cleaning up a mess or burying a problem.
He's such a good employee, honestly. He should get a commendation from this.
1 success.
Okay. So that does work for you.
Go ahead. Just start curdling and like popping my mouth and be like, "Thank you." Also, I was feeling kind of peckish. I just had like a donut, but like this is really good. This is really good. This is gonna go into my report. It'll be a heavily redacted report, and it'll probably have to get destroyed as well. But like, you
should come with me to the sandwich shop sometime, kid. We'll get you, we'll get you something good. Maybe even, we can find something good for Calvin, was it? Yeah.
Kelvin, yeah. Wow, no one's ever asked me to go to a sandwich shop before. Okay, yeah, totally.
As you get closer, you walk further into this hallway. At a certain point, Darcy being the first one leading the group, you come across like big glass doors that you basically need to open, because behind that you see that it's a little bit foggier, and that clearly that's the pool area. Do you take your shoes off?
Of course. I was like, wait.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just checking. You all of you take off your shoes as you enter these big glass doors. You see a big room with some mineral baths. You see a little it's all interconnected with these doorways. There's no real doors anymore in this area. Off to the side, you see an aromatherapy room. Then you have salt rooms, you have steam rooms, massage rooms. This is all a big area connected with just doorways separating them. And you also, to the left of you, in front of you, you're standing with the mineral pools, the big ones in general. To the right of you, there's the aroma rooms, and then the steam rooms. And then to the left, you see a red light room as well. You don't see anyone right now in the area that you're in. However, if you look to the left towards the red light therapy room, you do see someone there. On like a little bed, lying, enjoying, it seems, but they're kind of like tossing and turning a little bit. They don't seem to be just calmly laying there and enjoying this. They seem to be like something is up with them. You enter this room. Where would you like to go?
So we see this person not having a great time in a room, right?
Yeah, it's like a little bit further off, so you can't make out who they are, but you do see that they're laying on this bed in the red light therapy room, and they don't, they don't just lie there quietly. They seem to be like tossing and turning as you would in sleep if you're having like a nightmare or something. You do see them off in the distance. And also for you, Darcy, you do the mineral pools that you're in right now. This main pool does resemble the pool that you saw in the ghost video.
Okay. I guess she's going to be more preoccupied with that and like checking the walls and ceilings and maybe vents for any greenery, or even like looking not introspective, but examining the pool a little bit harder than usual. Scrutinizing the pool.
Perfect. Are the others of you just standing there as Darcy starts walking around a little bit, or is there something you would like to do?
Is there any form of decoration on the walls?
No. It's kept pretty barren here, honestly. The only decoration that's around these rooms are candles that are like on the floor or on little pedestals. But there's no decoration hanging on the walls.
All right.
Kelvin does like tap your shoulder, Riley, and says, I wanna go sit with my feet in the pool.
You sure you want to do that?
I wanna splash my feet.
Okay, you want to splash your feet. Okay, you're not going to go swimming, though, right? Do you know how to swim? Has Roger taught you how to swim yet? I mean, sorry. Did Dad teach you how to swim yet?
I can do anything.
Okay, well, I love the confidence, buddy. Here, okay, I'm going to go ahead and, like, get him down, and I'm going to go ahead and, like, take his shoes off, and I'm going to say, like, I really love the confidence, okay, pal, but I really need you to, like, not,
He
like,
starts
get
walking with, like, his electronics all still in hand.
Oh, no, hey, no. Give me the leap pad. I'll go ahead and I'll put that in the backpack and everything. You can enjoy it. Enough screen time. Yeah? You have your granola?
Don't you worry about Mr. Joy. I'll keep an eye on little Fahrenheit for you.
Oh, that Fahrenheit. Oh.
Yeah, little Celsius. That fella right there.
Oh, I look at Kelvin. I go, I get it. Okay, I get it. I'm putting it. I got you. Okay. All right. I'm going to bend down to Kelvin. I'm going to say, okay, Kelvin, I'm going to be around you, like right around you. It's really echoey in this room, but I'm going to do some investigating, okay? You know, we talked about how I do this job where I'm like, it's not a janitor thing, okay? Remember that?
No, I don't.
Perfect. All right. Good job, buddy. Just don't go into the water. And if you need anything, Barney here's gonna get it for you. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
I'm gonna be right over there. All right.
He starts walking towards the water already.
You know what
So-
they say, Riley. Kids that age, they are, the way their body mass is indexed, they all float anyway. They just gotta, breathe. As long as they're breathing, they're floating. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. When I was that age, my ma, she just took me and she just threw me in the pool. They'll figure it out.
Kelvin says weird things sometimes, like, I wonder what it'd be like to live on the bottom of the ocean, and I wish I could hold my breath for a long time. Just concerning things for a 4-year-old, and so I just kind of get worried sometimes.
No, that should be worrying. That's weird. A weird thing to say for a kid that age, for sure.
And literally at that point, you hear Kelvin talking to Barney and saying, "You know how long I can hold my breath underwater?"
Oh, I don't know how long you can do that for, Mr. Fahrenheit. How long can you hold your breath for?
Like 5 minutes.
Whoa, that's higher than I can do that. Oh, that's impressive.
Want me to see? Want me to do it?
That's a mighty tempting offer there, Mr. Celsius.
I bet you can't do longer.
Bet you I can.
God fucking damn. I'm sorry.
maybe
I mean,
something
God
that-
freaking darn it. Sorry.
Maybe something that might distract, or not, Stan and Riley, as you moved away from this main pool a little bit. Stan, you think you recognize a person in the red light room.
Oh no! It better
Namely,
not.
you recognize that damn handsome face as the face you've been seeing around on ads the entire day already.
Oh shit! There's a movie star over there.
And he's a person tossing and turning.
Should we, put the irons to him? Or... That means something different nowadays, right? I heard some kid, talking about getting pressed with the iron the other day, and I didn't understand what I thought he was talking about his shirt.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you should be. There's a lot of movies that came out, and people are really weird about that stuff now. So you really should watch about the, interrogating stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you said press iron stuff. Never mind. Proceed. I have hyperfixations. I apologize. They're out there. Don't worry about it.
Sure. While we're here, you should boost some of that skincare stuff for yourself.
Boost? I don't think I can wear skincare products. My the guy that I go to for my acne, he said that I have pores like soup bowls, and so if I put any kind of product on my face, then it's just gonna fill it all up, and it might be bad for me.
Okay. All right.
Did I overshare again? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just worried about you. I think you have some generally very alarming health issues that you should probably seek a second opinion about, if I'm being completely honest. But that's neither here nor there. We should let Darcy know that homeboy's over in the room over there, and we should finish up here and go over there, and a little bit of every which way, and up, down, left, right, left, start, square. Grand Theft Auto. Come on.
Got it.
It'll start after Darcy.
Absolutely. So, painting the scene as you guys turn around to face the main pool area again. I believe we see Barney. Did you want to try and prove that you actually could hold your breath longer?
Yes, I'm not putting my head under
Okay.
the water. I'm holding it above water so I can watch him.
Oh, that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. He really just stamps his foot and says, "You're no fun." And he literally, as a kid does, just completely turns away from you and is just not done with you. You've been denied by this kid. And this scene unfolds. Meanwhile, Darcy is walking along the walls a little bit. You're on the hunt. And you're on the hunt for plants, basically. Any type of vines that you can find. As you start perusing the walls, the ceiling, the floor, the pools, you eventually do find that in a few spots, vines are coming out of the floor, it seems. And they're not moving this time, as you saw in the video. They're not moving or anything, but you do see that it's... For a second, you think if it's intentional or not, and then you're like, but this is coming from the drain. And I don't know if the company would do that. One of them is coming from the floor, literally, and in a few separate areas, you do see vines coming from somewhere underneath. You don't know where, you can't see that, but you do find it in several spots in this room. As your colleagues approach you as you're studying one of these vines.
Yeah, she's a little focused. I would like to use another one of my anomaly powers, Unbound.
Okay.
If something is in your way or holding you back, relax your body and roll subtlety. On success, I can phase through it. Like
Phase through
let's
it?
see. Yes, I want to stick my hand into the
So
drain or
you-
wall and try to pull it out.
Okay, I thought you were actually fully with your body trying to go through the floor.
No, not yet. If
Okay,
it pulls me,
okay.
possibly. That's on
Okay,
a success. And I'm rolling with subtlety. I don't think I have any quality assurance in subtlety. Let's see. Nope. Oh well, I'm scared. Big money, no whammies.
Some whammies.
So that is 3 threes, but I lose one, so 2.
Could have had Transcendence, a special roll. Too bad. Oh well.
Yeah.
2 successes. You can spend a quality assurance to make no chaos, or you can just stay with it and create 4 chaos. But you have success either way.
I like the chaos. You just see Darcy's hand turn into complete static.
No. Well, yeah, that we do see. As your hand phases through the I'm assuming one of the floor parts is the easiest, because for the drain you would have to get into the pool itself.
Yeah.
So your hand phases, becomes staticky, and goes through the floor. Luckily no one else see this happening, and you try to basically pull this out, whatever it is. The moment you grasp your hands around it and pull, you feel an immense tug back. You get pushed or pulled onto the floor, and at the same time, in every single small corner in this room that you saw little vines sticking out, you see them fade back into the floor and retract. And everything all at once is gone.
That's great. That's cool. Totally not worried about that.
You good over there, sweetheart, or?
Am I good? I don't know what our GM is called in Triangle, but general manager,
I'm your
are we
general
good?
manager.
Ah, let's go.
Well, you're unharmed. You can pull your hand back out, but you did feel whatever was there all at once retracted and went back down.
Something just moved. Not a fan of that, but kind of like shakes the static or sparks away. I can keep this up for about an hour or so.
Actually, I have a lot of chaos. I'm gonna do something fun. You say, I'm fine, I could do this again in an hour. Oh, so... And you start zoning out again. Actually, similarly to the way you do as, Raven and Dasso. Raven, again. You zone out. And the others see this happening. You're still there physically, but that's not what you experience, Darcy. Instead, what you experience is you blink and you find yourself in a jungle. Gone is the spa, gone are your colleagues. You are standing in the middle of a jungle, and as you look around, you're laying on the floor as you were in the spa area. And you see that there is a clear pool of water in the middle of this jungle in front of you. Just almost shining in its brightness. It's the kind of pool that you see and your mouth waters a little bit as you see it. Feels like you haven't drank in days and feels like this water is just the clearest, crispest you've ever seen. Almost like it's offered to you. And you're standing there, all of a sudden, in this garden.
Okay, cool, interesting. I love this for me. Just kind of slowly moving towards the water.
I was going to ask, do you walk towards the water or not? Okay. You walk towards the water, and at a certain point you're at the edge of this little pool. It's very clear, and if you look down, it shows your reflection perfectly. It's, again, I think even if you lean forward, you catch yourself leaning forward even a little bit more than you intended to, as if this pool is just inviting.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, and you're left standing there looking at your own reflection in this pool.
She's gonna tap, like you would a screen, just for the ripples.
You lean down, and you, with one finger, ripple the water, touch it. The moment you touch it and the ripples appear, you are not in the jungle anymore. Instead, you are... What is the first moment that Darcy truly felt at home somewhere?
I think it was her first day in her new apartment. The one she's in now, back when everything was kind of nice and shiny and all the appliances were new. Just accepting the peace of a new beginning, taking it a nice breath, and feeling safe for the first time in literal years.
Yep. And this, it's a nice feeling. The feeling of being home somewhere. Added with the fact that, you know, now in present times, you're somewhere else, but being here surrounded in your apartment again with that same feeling, it feels warm, it feels sad in a way as well. You miss these times. You would almost long to be back in those times. You know, a little bit, few years ago, a little bit younger, a little bit more hopeful maybe, and a little bit more at ease and at peace in the world. Abruptly, as maybe even the moment this feeling sets in really in you and you breathe a sigh of relief, it's cut short by, off in the distance you hear shouts, rhythmic beating of hooves, you smell fire, and your vision goes back to black, and you blink again, and you're blinking as you're laying on the floor of the spa. All of your other colleagues, you saw them basically say, I'll be able to do this again in a little bit, and then remain on the floor laying there and just not react to you anymore. She has a pulse, but there's no reaction other than that.
Yeah, there's something wrong with Ms. Austin here. Probably shouldn't, Mr. Fahrenheit, probably not a good idea for you to touch the water there, but it's gonna make you take a nap if you don't want one.
I'm not really trained on how to deal with this, you know. So, you know, any additional input would be, but I think.
No, so like I did work like one summer as like a pool cleaner one time, and then they said I was too friendly with the customers, and so I had to stop. But there is a thing that I did learn before I got fired was that like to clean the pool you got to drain it, and then you got to get in and clean it and everything, and like the water is like a chlorine thing, but there should be a way to drain it if we want to.
You hear this annoying, grating voice as you come to.
But then
I'm sorry,
also,
did
if we
I-
drain it, then it's going to get into the water system, and then it might get into everybody's water, and then they might go to sleep unwillingly, and so we might not need to drain it. We might need to find
Riley.
Yeah? What's up?
Thanks.
Hey.
We don't have to do that, but I did kind of. I wasn't here for a moment, was I?
Oh, no, you kind of spaced out like Kelvin does, yeah?
Okay. I lost whatever I was holding on to, so back at square one.
Well, it went down the drain, right?
It did.
Well,
I
then
think.
sounds like we gotta go down. But hey, that big heartthrob guy, the big movie star motherfucker, 14. There's been like advertising this place. He's over in the fucking 13 Red Room. So we should.
Okay.
We could
big,
go.
big dog.
I gave you $12. That took care of all the ones and 12 more from this moment. We agreed on a quarter of time.
That is fair. That's hey Kelvin. We don't need to be greedy, buddy. It's only a quarter per curse word, so that means he has 20. And so if he's already used 7, so we're down to 12.
I'll get you next time.
Well, hold on here. Now, if you want to talk interest, now that's another thing we can get into at a later date.
You should have talked about interest. Oh god.
I can talk to you about interest, Kelvin, at a later date, because God knows, eventually you're gonna come work for this company too. So I'm your union representative as of now.
I'm gonna lean over to Darcy and say that's gonna be something because Kelvin's dad does, like contract work for Sony Music, so it's gonna be. They're very litigious.
Okay, we should find this person then. Celebrity, point me. Let's go.
Red Room, baby, let's go.
Yeah, go ahead and pick up Kelvin.
His feet are wet, and you pick him up. It's like dripping a little bit. You put him back. You can move to the doorway, indeed, towards the red light therapy room, and you indeed see Jay Sheesh sitting there, or rather laying there, tossing and turning a little bit, as he is trying to find his comfort. He doesn't seem to notice as you get in. And he is the only one in this room right now. There are doorways that lead further, but...
This fella right here don't look too good. I don't know what the HE double hockey stick... See, I don't need to give you a quarter now. I don't know what he's going through right now, but it ain't that good, but... He looked like he went a few rounds. And not the good kind.
Muttering a little bit as he's tossing. And, saying, I need to go down, I need to go down.
Oh, we all need to do that there, bud. Maybe not here, though.
It's just good manners, really. Like, how does one get to the lower levels of this establishment?
You did notice... also, yeah, staircase, you did notice that at least the employees' room that Riley noticed had a little staircase going down. But yes, Jay Sheesh is tossing and turning in front of you, muttering a little bit.
So I know technically Mr. Sheesh he's not exactly dead, but I take out the magic espresso cup, and I'm just gonna pour the shot right in his mouth, see if that wakes him up or something.
Okay, so this is literally just an espresso shot that you're pouring into his mouth?
So it's part of the barista a competency where I have a special shot glass where I can just pour straight espresso. It technically is supposed to go into a dead body to return them to life, but like he's not dead.
It's espresso,
Can I just
sure.
make him awake?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still espresso that you pour into his mouth. You get closer, and he, funnily enough, as you get closer, you would imagine that he would react to your presence. He's not. It doesn't seem like he's here at this point. He's physically there and he's awake and stuff, but it seems like he's daydreaming maybe.
Oh.
You get close enough to actually take out the espresso cup from your pocket and just pour it into just open his mouth a little bit, pour it in. It works as espresso works, as in it does snap him out of whatever he was in. He sputters and coughs a little bit as he wasn't expecting to swallow coffee right now, and he coughs. What? Hi.
How's it going there, bud? You were looking kind of out of it, like when I crashed my ski-doo last week. Anyway, I figured you were having a bad bender, probably had a cup of Dunkin' Donuts or something, so I just gave you what a proper coffee tastes like. You can be on your way now.
On my way now. I'm here to have a spa day.
Oh, is that what this is? I don't know, you were kind of tossing and turning there like you were stuck in a centrifuge or something.
Yeah, no, I don't know, I can't
Well,
seem to,
I don't know, maybe that is what a spa is. Miss Bennett, is that what a spa is supposed to be? I've never been.
No, it ain't.
It's supposed to be relaxing.
Yeah,
We're sorry.
It ain't.
For intruding.
No, you're fine. It's actually good. It's nice that you pulled me out of it. I've been having, I don't know, I can't see my comfort here. Normally it's very relaxing to be here. It's the one place that I can be without security and kind of breathe a sigh of relief. But I don't know, since about 20 minutes ago, I've been having these horrible visions, and it feels so real and intense. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But thanks for getting me out of it.
Yeah, no
If you don't
problem
mind
there,
me
bud.
prying, what kind of visions were you having?
I mean, I don't want to. It's weird. I really forget I said it. Really.
No, please.
I'm sure you guys
I'm
are
very interested.
Sure. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. I've been having visions of fire and smoke all around me. Basically, feels like plants around me as well. I don't know. I heard some bird sounds. It's weird, and I just get this feeling I need to go somewhere down. Yeah, it's weird. Again, I said it. Sorry, I don't want to freak you out.
Do you have
I'm
a
sure
snack before bed?
maybe not. I'm sure it's the heat getting to me.
It would be the heat, but if you eat before bed, it might give you some weird dreams. So if you cut back on the snacks, that'd help.
But I'll try it. Thanks.
We are conducting a little bit of maintenance here, so I would suggest maybe wrapping your day up a little early. There might be a little chemical imbalance that may have caused a disruption, but rest assured,
Okay.
our team is on it.
I really appreciate that. I just might or maybe take a dip in the pool to cool myself off first.
Scram, nerd! Sorry. You gotta go,
What?
man. You gotta go. You can't be here. There's maintenance. Sorry, you gotta scram. Get. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like raising my voice.
You're what kicking?
You
You're
heard the
kicking me
kid.
out?
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
11. And he'll look over at Kelvin.
I really like your movies, okay? And at my other job, they're really popular and everything like that. But you gotta get the you gotta
he's
get the heck out of here.
He's standing up a little bit, taking his towel and stuff as you're all standing around him yelling at him. And then someone compliments his movies. It's thanks. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll
You're
leave
welcome. Get
this
out.
room. Fine. Okay. he takes up his towel. He stands up and he just like moves quickly through you guys past you.
Okay, we are going down, I suppose. I'm
Yeah,
just
we
going
are
to,
down.
and I think Darcy just
Mhm.
drops to the floor since she has that move for a while.
Oh,
I have
Okay.
to know. Because I got the blood flowing, do I get a commendation?
You can keep track of that, and we'll look at that at the end. Yeah.
perfect.
All right, so
Um,
employee room. Does it? We need to figure out if they have key cards to get in there or not. You know.
I got it. 1 second. And I'm gonna go over. Is there like a closet or like a locker? Is there a locker that could fit a gangly 20-year-old?
Yes, actually, because people have to leave their stuff somewhere.
Perfect. I would like to invoke my ability, your best self.
Okay, read us through it.
I open a container large enough to fit me entirely inside, and I roll duplicity, which I'm going to do now. I do not have any kind of like, I don't have any QA for duplicity, so this is a risk. Nothing can go wrong. It's okay. Everything will be fine though. There are no successes. So-
you can spend a quality assurance to at least get one.
I can't. I don't have any QA in duplicity.
You don't have to have it in that.
Oh,
you just
okay.
generally use one.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well then, yeah, I'll use one in my professionalism because it's not very professional.
Sounds good.
All right. So instead, on a success, an alternate version of me is inside. They have one particular skill that is useful to my current situation. They disappear from my world within the hour. And so if I had any more threes, then I would get more versions of myself. But I just need one version of myself.
And they have. What do they have that's very useful to this?
They work here. They are a massage. They are a massage. They have a job here. Is there one skill that I do not have? So it might just be like a more attractive version of Riley, where it's just like a little bit more like confident. Even it's not even a big difference. It's just like more confident.
He gets out of the locker, and he indeed looks like you. His skin looks a little bit better kept. He doesn't have giant pores as you do. And he's wearing a like medical coat and a little badge, and has a little indeed a little key card attached to it as he steps out. Hi there.
Oh wow, I wasn't expecting the voice, but it's great. You look great.
No, you look great, Riley.
Oh, jeez, Riley, you look great. Hey, can you go ahead and get us into the... I know. We can talk a little bit later. Can you go ahead and get us to the employees only section? But
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know I work here.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've been working here for a while. You're really good at this job, and nobody is concerned about your
Really?
capabilities.
I think I might get farther in to the company, Riley.
Yeah, you're gonna break that glass ceiling, buddy. All right.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's speed it up, kids. I'm gonna fucking shoot myself 10.
You do that. Darcy, I understood correctly that you were just trying to phase through the floor, basically.
Yep, I have my unbound for an hour.
Oh, it works for an hour? Dope.
Mhm.
Okay. Absolutely. So if you want to, you could have witnessed this still. If you don't want to, you could have.
Oh
just
no,
already
when she
phased
said she was
through.
gone, she was gone.
Yeah. You as basically Riley, Barney, and Stan and Kelvin basically make their way out and go towards the door that says employees only. Indeed, you do need a key card, but other Riley has a key card that he can badge you in. And he says, "Oh yes, so down here is the product development." and it's where I work.
Oh, geez, yeah, you're working product development. That's really great. I tried to work it. I move up to R&D at the agency, and they said, "Nah, you're stuck in grave digging."
Actually get something. Yeah, I know it's great, but there's been some funky things going on, Riley, and I don't know how good it is still that I'm working here.
Oh, buddy, do you not feel good about you working here? Are they making you do stuff you don't want to do?
It's product line, Riley. It's there's some stuff in there that shouldn't be in there.
Okay, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna clean it up.
Oh yeah, Riley. There's specifically, I don't know if you want to know this, but in the new Aquifer products, there is a high concentration of chemicals with a 93.2% similarity to dopamine and serotonin, and a potential contamination with a hallucinogen, and it kind of feels like a rabies virus in there. But oh shucks, that's just what. Oh no, I overshared, didn't I?
Oh no, this is gonna be bad. Yeah, we gotta clean this up. Yeah, better Riley. We gotta clean this
I
the
feel
frick
like-
up.
Riley, I gotta tell you something. I feel like I'm the last line of defense in this whatever this spread is. I feel like I'm standing last defense with Riley.
You know what? You know what, better Riley? People are gonna tell you that you can't change things from the inside. That it's hopeless. But you're trying, buddy. You're trying, and we're gonna make sure that it's not for nothing, okay, buddy? You only got an hour left to live, but I got you, okay? Your legacy's gonna last forever.
Because the product is attacking whatever nervous system people use it, and I think it's real bad, Riley.
You know a whole lot about this, buddy, and I'm so glad you do.
I'm a product development, Riley.
I'm gonna start hugging better Riley and just crying.
Okay.
Marty, you got a fucking tissue. I'm dying here. I'm fucking dying here.
Sorry.
And as
but
they hug, he.
This is so cathartic. What the hell's going on?
I only have 1 hour to live, but I want to be the last line of defense.
You know what? You're gonna do that, bud. You're gonna make sure these people get out of here, bud. You're gonna make sure. Kelvin, look away. Look away. No, actually, Kelvin, you should see people cry. This is really good. Okay, this is like really healthy and cathartic for you to understand.
Hold on. Where's his Kelvin?
At the daycare, I have enough money for a daycare system.
He really is better, He really is better, Riley. I'm so sorry.
I'm having a lot. Now I feel really bad because I feel like you're just more capable of raising Kelvin better. And then I start thinking, well, I'm like, well, you're not his dad. And then it's like, but
No, you're doing great, Riley. You're doing great in your own way. You're trying.
That hour is really ticking down fast that he has. I mean, it's really ticking down.
Okay,
What?
so
Let's go.
What am I watching?
Trust me,
Of course.
you've just... Stan will turn to Barney for a second and he'll just say, trust me, you just watched every third season of every soap opera that has ever existed.
Describing as you walk downstairs, the 4 or 5 of you, this polished look of the spa area is replaced by just concrete hallways, hissing pipes, tanks, and cables, and storage closets as you get down towards the product development area, indeed, of Fount. You see, actually, as you walk, that across the walls, there are vines creeping over it, and almost like moving fast as you pass by. You will be able to walk further into the central hallway and then off to it towards more of the product development lab area, where there are several rooms containing computers and research equipment, and that is where you guys are headed. However, one of you is already there. A little bit before you. Darcy. you phase through the floor here, and you land with, like, probably on your feet, but then falling because you can't quite keep your balance. You land on the concrete floor of what seems to be a lab. You look around, and you see several tables with all types of compounds. Clearly, this is where they develop the actual products that they sell. You see all kinds of little petri dishes with what you presume to be skin cells where they test the products on. You see also along these skin like samples, you see samples of leaves actually also that whoever was working here was looking at and trying to experiment on or experiment with. You hear a kind of whirring, whizzing sound, and that also catches your attention as you're trying to get a grasp of everything, and leads you to look further down this room. And as you look further down, you see that the back of this lab space, the whirring, whizzing sound is coming from a centrifuge that's working there. But that's not the thing that catches your attention the most, probably, because what you see in the back is a 5x5 foot glass box. Inside of it, there is a trellis that holds a flowering passion fruit vine. Seems the small vines that you see could be from this, could be very similar. You see that there are small protrusions regularly spaced along its length, and a series of pipes and tubes are hooked onto the trellis, and several tendrils extend directly down a drain at the bottom of the enclosure. However, you see that this drain has kind of been ripped apart and made bigger, as if almost like a sinkhole, like something made the ground here at this drain collapse, and it's a way bigger hole than it's supposed to be, probably. Size comparison, it's definitely big enough to fit a human through. This, however, this area is lined with monitors on the far wall that they probably also use to put up some data. And it's actually, as you fall with a plump into this room, it's cutting between staticky images of tropical plants, but then stuff that just doesn't add up. As you in a blink see it, you see hints of glinting armor, fire, smoke, hands-applying lotions, have blurred faces. But the moment you focus on it, it goes static. And there's nothing there anymore. As you look at the screen as it goes blank static, you see the glass box with these planned vines protruding out of it. You also see that as it lowered to the ground where the hole is, are vines that actually have fruits on them and flowers on them. And all of the dozens of fruits and flowers there all snap open as you look at them and reveal wide, unblinking eyes, all looking at you. Is there something you do immediately as you take this all in? You see this.
Darcy is not an idiot. She knows when she's outnumbered, and instead of trying to figure out how to take these things on, I know she has the ray gun to end everything. She's gonna make sure any door or pathway is open for the rest of the team so they can assist with this. And that rhymed.
Absolutely. You walk back. I'm assuming you kind of walk back and don't take your eyes off of this plant, or rather don't take your eyes off of these eyes. Unless you do, you can tell me. As you walk back, and there is indeed a door that you open, and your colleagues, as you are walking through this hallway, you suddenly see a door opening.
Gonna like
And
just
you, Darcy,
Or-
you hear two of these annoying grating voice.
Ah, okay. I'm just gonna follow the sound.
You leave this door, you turn away, and you turn into the hallway. You see all of your colleagues, plus another Riley that seems a little bit fresher, a little bit younger, wearing a medical coat and a badge with them.
Did I miss a costume change?
just been,
You know what,
been Riley.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
hi. Hi.
Say hi, Riley.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, we can just move this along. We do have a mission to complete.
Yeah, sorry.
I hope everything is okay between the two of you.
Oh no, it's great. It's great. We really made some breakthroughs. It's great. Let's do it.
Oh, fantastic. Great.
Fucking do it.
Please.
Yeah.
So, what we dealing with here, Dars?
I've noticed
Here.
some flora with eyes. But everyone can see if you will just follow me for a moment.
I would recommend going into that room.
Better
I was
Riley's
just in there.
Trust him, he's a
in there.
doctor.
Let's just go ahead and let's get this thing taken care of, whatever it is. Who's got the normal briefcase?
Oh yeah, I still got it right here. And I showed
Oh, okay, good. All right.
audible liquid sloshing.
So how do we want to? How do we deal with this thing, Riley Prime?
All right. So I think whatever it is, we got to get into the normal briefcase and bring it back to the agency. So we use our gun and we say, "Freeze and get the fuck freaking the briefcase." And if you don't, we're gonna blast you. And then we'll see how that works. Maybe that seems to be what they do in the movies.
But see, the flower odor plant is pretty nice, but it kind of got fed up, and I don't know what it did. And we asked Sarita to come down because it seemed to have a good bond with her, but she didn't come down, and I don't know what it did now. It's not a bad thing.
Okay, so you said it was pretty nice. What's its vibe? What was it doing? What does it want?
With us, we could use it for the product.
Okay, but what does it want?
Sheesh, I don't know. I don't talk to a plane.
He's more like you than you realize, Riley Prime.
That's good to know. That it's not leaps and bounds. It's an attainable goal.
Okay, all right. So if talking to it doesn't work, I might be able to get it out of there. But it's gonna get a little weird, and there can be no witnesses.
Also, I rudely interrupted Darcy as you were going to explain what you actually saw in there.
Oh no, that was it. Like,
okay,
she just focused on the plant with the eyes. Everybody else can see that stuff as they come in with the screens and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
When you go in, let me know, because I would love to know.
Yeah, let's go make our way there. Take care of it.
You go in, all of you see the same thing. You see this hole in the ground underneath this glass box, and you see some vines indeed coming from this hole up towards the area where you are, with blinking eyes. As you do, Okay, yes. As you do, nothing happens. You walk in all looking at this plant, and as you all walk in, take this in, you do see one vine very slowly, almost tentatively, coming closer, not fully towards you, almost stopping halfway towards you, and reaching up and doing this like curling motion, as if it's inviting.
I don't know if that plants are supposed to do that.
And I'll say, Darcy, this feels very familiar to what you felt in the jungle when you were having your vision. The way the water was inviting you.
Well, hi. I don't know if you can respond to human speech, but we are from the agency. We would like to collect you because you are causing some dissonance in the fabric of reality that we'd like to keep in place. We don't want to hurt you, but if it does come down to disagreements, we will be required to use force.
There's no response. The eyes are still looking. And this vine that is curled upwards towards you just makes like another curling motion. Almost in the sense of like a hand doing the motion of like come. And it's still there in the air.
Yes, no. Unfortunately, that will not be happening. I'm able. I give myself a demerit. Back in game though. Barney, the suitcase, if you would.
Oh yeah. And I hand the suitcase off to Darcy.
Why do I feel liquid? Why does this feel like something's already in here?
Oh yeah, I got the coffee there. The coffee was the weirdo anomaly outside, so I figured if there's gonna be more than one Wachamahuzi, I might as well put it in there to start.
Okay.
You know, for my first ever mission, I think I'm doing pretty good, Ms. Bennett.
Yeah, you're doing fantastic.
I meant to ask earlier. Are you sure that wasn't just a fucking guy? 9.
What, the barista guy? Oh yeah, no, he's just sleeping. The coffee was the weird stuff.
And you sure?
Yeah, it was making everyone cry. That's pretty anomalous.
No, I think this is, actually, she's gonna kneel and like open the briefcase and kind of even it so at least the coffee is sitting or whatever a drink is at the bottom of the case. If you could just possibly slide into this, or do we need to replant you? How does that? Where are we talking, actually?
So you are kneeling down and you open this briefcase towards it?
Mm-hmm. Like the briefcase is on the floor for it to crawl into.
And are you staying there or are you stepping back? How do I imagine Darcy doing this?
They're standing next to it.
Okay. This vine that was curled up moves down and moves towards you. And at a certain point when it has to choose between the briefcase or you, it slowly again moves towards you.
Great. I love that. I would like to use my move, Mist. So while the plane is coming towards, she jumps back and says, Mist. And I have to roll duplicity.
Okay.
Which I have 3 quality assurance.
So no burnout.
That is 2 successes.
Okay.
And it just means that they miss. If I can go back to the page real quick. On a success, you were always somewhere else nearby, or perhaps behind or on top of whatever tried to touch you.
Yeah.
So I guess
you-
they're
you
just a step
jump-
back.
Yeah, you just jump back a little bit and it halts. And it starts moving towards you again.
Okay, well, while this is happening, anyone voting against shooting the plant? I am
you
here.
look back.
I am at plant shooting.
You look back at your colleagues, and where you would expect them to be paying attention to you and to indeed be watching whatever is happening here, you see all 3 of them standing stock still, staring into the distance, and not present with you at this moment. Instead, Stan, why don't you, as you look out into this jungle, this pool of water in front of you, clear, crisp, inviting. Tell me what the first moment was that you truly felt home.
Stan has never felt that feeling. Stan spent the last 5 years of his life before working for the agency falling through an endless hole in the New Jersey sidewalk. Home doesn't exist. The tangential relationship between objects and where things belong is an illusion that breaks when your ego is destroyed by the uncaring of the void.
Stand in this jungle. You see this pool of water in front of you as well. And you've never felt home. Instead, you feel in yourself this, despite never having known it, this longing for it. This longing for a place you've never known. This longing for a safe feeling, a home that you've never known. And it's almost mirrored with a feeling of you having never known it, and then another feeling of having lost it. And you stand with this pool for a small while, having this feeling. Barney, what is the first moment you felt home somewhere?
That would be early morning on the marina, just staring out at the lake. There's the cool mist on the water. That little bit of the Canadian frost is still on the water plants, and you can hear the loons as the sun's starting to rise. The first cup of coffee of the morning right in your hand. Everything just smells crisp.
And you, as you look at your reflection in this pool, you almost in this reflection as well, you see this. See your home again. That crisp air, a cup of coffee. You see yourself back in those days. Maybe you even smile a little bit as you reminiscence about it. And you feel this terrible longing to be back there. Riley, what was the first moment you felt home?
Yeah, that's in a movie theater. I'm there with my now ex-girlfriend and current boss, Xena Hollister. Tron's playing on the big screen. Everything's perfect. Not a care in the world. We also got center seats, so it's just like perfect. It's just you're kind of enveloped in everything. Yeah, it's great.
Yep. You almost have the taste of if Riley is a popcorn eater at the cinema. Almost have the taste of popcorn again as you think back fondly on the first time you ever sat in a movie theater. That warm feeling of knowing you're safe somewhere and knowing this is a good space for you. All of you are left there in a second. As Darcy, you look back at your colleagues and they are not reacting to you, standing there.
Cool. Great. Cool.
This time
This
stops
is
again.
cool. Wow. Great.
Curls up in the air
Mhm.
and does the motion again. And as it does the motion twice, it does this motion, reaching out.
Do I see where it's
No,
potted?
it's just a single
like the
vine.
source?
You see that all of these vines that have protrusions, have fruits, are all coming from this hole in the ground.
Then she's gonna kind of redirect or meander around the vine or in the direction of that hole, and she's just gonna take the shot directly into it.
Okay. I will say as well, as you walk over there, taking the gun out of your, wherever you kept it.
In her purse or something, or a pocket.
Yeah. Barney, Riley, Stan, you come back with two things. All of you, this nice feeling that you had is interrupted by sound of hooves, fire, destruction, and then you blink back in. And the only feeling left with you is this longing for a home. And you come back, all three of you standing where you were. You see Darcy walking towards this hole, taking the ripple gun out of her bag. You do with this whatever you want. I will totally allow you to use this. I will just say, at least Riley knows that the ripple gun is for destroying, and you will not be able to capture it, bring it back. And that is demerits. But you can... Darcy is gonna do it.
I think Stan will walk up with Darcy and kind of just give Darcy a nod and step up to the hole and grab the briefcase while he walks up there, and he'll lean down towards the hole in the ground and he'll say, "Hey, you in there? Your house got burned up, right? You kind of found yourself without anywhere to go. And the people who brought you here, they said they'd keep you and tend to you and make sure that you had, light and water and all that stuff, whatever plants need. But I'll make you a deal. And you can trust me, I'm a union rep. You come with us in this little briefcase here back to the agency. And I will make sure that you will never have to get replanted anywhere ever again. You'll be home forever. Sound good?"
Wow.
Avery, I'm going to send you something on Discord. And I would like you to read this as a vine wraps around your ankle and takes you over. And whatever it is speaks through Stan now.
These people were supposed to help me find the answers, but instead they're using me, huh? I want to know what happened to my original home, and I'm tired of being made into product. I remember a lush rainforest, a terrible fire, And it's on the verge of remembering a particular face. Somebody who hurt me, but I can't piece it all together. But you can come down here.
And this vine releases your ankle and stops using Stan as its voice. And you see all at once all of the vines in this entire room. The eyes go shut and they all start creeping towards this hole until at a certain point nothing is left but a dark, empty hole in the ground.
If somebody who was tired of getting used, you sure didn't have a problem using my body. Jeez.
So, what do we do? Because I have no problems pulling the trigger. But
No. We just got. It's pretty simple. We just gotta grab it and maybe put it in a pot, and then transfer it back, and then I got info. I can look up stuff. I'll have to get rid of it, but I can look it up, and we can figure out everything.
No.
Wow.
Kelvin can't afford for Riley to get any demerits,
So we're just, sticking our hand in there again and being used as a plant conduit? Or...
I'll do it.
Fine.
I'm really good. I can take care of stuff.
Fine. And she steps aside, kicks at the, drain or protector. It's yours.
I'm going to try to use look over there, and I'm going to try to make just a little kit for to replace the potting soil, to transfer a plant or something like that.
Yeah, okay, so you go ahead and roll, and your intention is to make a little kit to be able to replot a plant, right?
Yeah, repot a plant so we can get it in a pot, and then put it in the briefcase and then take it back to headquarters.
Yeah.
Okay. That is 2 3s. I will spend a QA to get 3 3s for a Triscendence roll.
It doesn't give you Triscendence. The only thing that happens if it's artificial that
okay.
is that I get no chaos.
Got it. Okay. All right. That's perfect. Well, yeah. I'll spend that then. Perfect. It has to be rolled for Triscendence. That's right.
Okay.
Got it. All right.
You make this repotting kit. The hole is there. No plants in sight right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab the kit, all the stuff. And I'm gonna look at Kelvin. I'm gonna say, I'll be right back. It's okay. But if not, you can stick with Barney over here. You know Barney.
I have
Barney's great.
screen time now.
Yeah, you can have screen time. Pull the leap pad out and give it to him. And then I'll hop down in the hole.
Riley hops down into the hole, lands. Are the rest of you going to stay here, or is someone going to follow Riley?
I'm his union rep. I can't let him go by himself.
Listen, I didn't see anything.
Oh yeah, I was told to ignore some sort of weird anomalous connections. I can be ignorant of this one too.
So tell me, who stays in the lab room? Who goes down the hole?
I am staying in the lab room.
Yeah, Darcy's staying topside.
Okay, perfect. And then Stan and Riley are going down. Stan and Riley. As you go down, kind of hop into this hole, you have the feeling that you should be in the sewers right now. That's about how deep you've gone so far. But Instead of the usual stinky sewers that you would expect to find here, as you hop down, your feet make a little splash, a little moist sound as it lands on damp earth. You land and you look around and you see a rainforest. Gone are the usual sewers that are beneath Turnian City. You, instead of smelling sewage, you smell fresh rain. You hear birds calling in the distance. You see water flowing in clear and crisp little creeks. You see vines climbing on these stone walls. And where the roof normally would be, it's tremendously large. And all around you, you feel like you're in a rainforest. However, you start walking, because the vines, the plant, the passion fruit vines are not immediately here. As you start walking, at a certain point, you do come across something that's maybe a little bit more disconcerting. You see 5 bodies laid on the floor. There is barely anything left of them, as a thick layer of vines and sweet-smelling flowers is sprouting from their cavities. And Riley, remember when you were making your way inside of the store at Found, and there was another man making his way inside? You don't know him. You never knew him. You see his face, though, as he is one of the bodies laying on the floor here with fruits sprouting from his cavities. The center, as you get there, you see these bodies laying, and behind them, it's calm and quiet. You see a small spring with clear water where there would usually be filthy sewer water. And a thin, bright green vine curls up from the water, where an enormous passion flower actually, is blossoming from its tip. And as you get closer, you take this all in, a multitude of tearful eyes open along the vines that line this clearing, and is looking at you.
Hey, we're just gonna get you all potted up here, and we're gonna get you out of here away from those people, okay? All these people, okay?
Being down here, in its domain, you would know that anomalies have domains. You've walked into his. You can actually hear a voice coming from this tearful eye. I don't know if I can trust you. The other humans who were going to save me and help me didn't.
Well, you know, plant thing, passion flower, whatever you want us to call you, I'll call you whatever you want. I can tell you who you can't trust for sure, and it's them. I can't tell you should trust us, because, that's what someone who you couldn't trust would probably say. But what I can tell you is this. Stanley Vittorio at Vinicio doesn't give out his word very often. And I give you my word. If you come with us, I'll make sure you're treated the best I can.
Yeah, and if people try to mess up, I know where to burn bodies, so I can just kill them and get rid of them. It's really easy to erase people.
See, my young coworker here, he knows the game in and out. We're in your corner. When you got 2 guys like us in your corner, it's hard to see the downsides,
I don't want to be in captivity anymore. I want to find my home again.
We can try and make that happen.
You just got to be in a
That's
little
what the other
interstitial
person
space.
said.
Yeah, it's not like captivity. It's just like an in between. You know, like a transfer, like an airport. You're trying to get to your home, and so we got to take you to the airport, and then we got to find your home, and then get you back to your home. That's it.
I believe the term for plants is it's an interstice.
Shit, learn something new. Oh, damn it.
I don't think he can hear you.
Okay, good.
Sounds like captivity.
Okay,
I mean-
well then. All right, we're just gonna have somebody shoot you, I guess. I don't know. Best deal you're gonna get, pal. Whatever.
All of life is captivity if you choose to look at it that way. You know, we're captive on this planet. We can't, or we're captive in this universe. Or you can keep looking at it that way and keep making yourself a victim if you want, Passion Flower. But I prefer to think that there are better ways to look at things, and there are upsides to be had. And I think we could get you a pretty big upside here, but you gotta let us.
Ooh, help me find my home again then.
Yeah.
I already gave you my word. I can't give you much more assurance than that.
You work together with beings like me, don't you?
Oh yeah, me and the Jersey sinkhole, we go way back.
I could replace that.
I think I'm good, but
Then how can I trust you? Your word goes as far as humans give words.
respectfully, Passion Flower, it's that or a bullet. And I would prefer it to be the first, because I think I get where you're at.
We're hip to what you're about and everything. We just want this to go ahead and be, settled without any problems or anything. Too many problems already. Let's stop the problems. Stan here's good at a problem stopper.
You should manage my campaign when I have to run for union president next.
I've
Stan
told
stops
people
the problems.
I'm really qualified. I'm really qualified for things.
We gotta get you into marketing.
Yeah, it's just entry level positions.
Well, that's what a union rep's for.
You're right.
I will not be captive anymore. I will go with you if I know I can trust you. And I told you how that is.
Give me a moment to confer with my young coworker here. And Stan is gonna turn, bring Riley into a close huddle. It's alright. I'm about to do something real crazy.
Okay. All right. Look, I gotta take Kelvin to a swimming lesson soon, so you really got whatever you're doing, big swing, okay?
Alright, I got you. Okay, and now the only thing I need you to do is
Okay.
be ready for the whole world to turn on its side and then get above this thing and get it in the suitcase, okay?
Got it. All right. I'll aim with it. All right.
Alright. On 3.
3.
And he'll turn back to it and say, alright. So we've been over the options. Option 1 was just come with us because it was the right thing to do. Option 2 was a bullet. We've passed that. See, the problem here is now that we're on to option 3. And as soon as he says 3, I'm going to use the last of my 3 manifold abilities, which is called Gyre the Gimbal. Which requires me to adjust my balance and roll professionalism. On a success, I change the orientation of gravity up to 90 degrees in a direction of my choosing. If I'm in a room, it only affects that room. For each additional 3, I can make the change affect an additional target. I can make the change not affect a single target, or I can continue to rotate gravity another 30 degrees.
Go ahead and roll.
I do have 3 quality assurance in professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's 4 threes for. Oh no, hold on. Is that a no? That's a 2. Yeah, 4 threes for good old Stan Avenicio.
Then you can please explain what that looks like.
Just as with the elevator trip, the space around Stan begins to crack, and fractals begin to move through the space, leaving open holes into the vastness of space and time and the tangential relationships between objects. And as those fractals begin to float around with 4 threes, what I will do is I will have the change in gravity not affect myself.
Okay.
And I will, instead of doing gravity shifting in this room 90 degrees, I'll do it a full 180 degrees. So down is up and up is down. So as it begins to float towards the ceiling, and as also Riley begins to float towards the ceiling, Stan is just going to reach up and push on the bottom of his shoes to push him in the right direction to catch it in the suitcase.
with the suitcase, yeah.
I love this. You indeed push Riley so that he can open the suitcase and basically put it around this big passion flower that was in the middle. You close it, and you manage to close it. Because despite its own reluctance, it was content in its conversation with you, and it wasn't meaning you harm in any way. You close it. Immediately as you do, the rainforest around you fades away, and you both land back into stinky sewer water. Gone is all of the fauna and flora here. Back are the concrete walls. And you can go back and make your way up to your colleagues. And we will get a little montage. We will get a clip of you going back to the hole, crawling back out to your colleagues, Darcy and Barney, waiting up there with Kelvin and with other Riley. We see a tearful clip of other Riley saying goodbye to our Riley, and them giving indeed a tearful goodbye, knowing it was the end and knowing that it was the last defense and it worked. And then we get a clip of all of you, the suitcase being handed over so that it can be put into the vault at the agency. And then also all of you in a final meeting with your general manager. I would like to know, we'll go over commendations and demerits. So everyone look at your own role, basically. See what you got commendations for or what you got demerits for, and be honest about them, because we're gonna find out who was the mission MVP and who is on probation after this. And I will see as well if you fulfilled any of the optional objectives. Did one of you conduct an experiment? I don't... Unless you want to, like, voice for something being an experiment, I don't think so? Or I guess technically Barney could make a go for it with him trying to pour coffee that would normally supposed to be worked on the dead people. We lost Wes completely. Hold up. Leave it up to, like, the last bit of the stream to have technical issues.
I'm also seeing that my camera isn't showing up either.
Yes. Bijan, if our lovely tech director can fix stuff, that would be lovely. I'm so sorry it has to happen at the last few moments of the stream, literally. Fuck, love this. Absolutely love this. Hold up. Sorry, folks. Literally in the last few minutes, we're having tech issues. Tech issues with cams. And also, is
Bijan's
Avery
on
gone
it.
for
We know. We
everyone
got
else?
it. Bijan's got it. We know. We got it.
We're back.
Okay.
Bijan.
Yes, we're back. Perfect. Thank you, Bijan.
Oh yeah.
I
Yes.
don't know how much you wanna stretch the espresso as an experiment there, bud. But
I don't need to.
I don't know. I got the
Um,
blood flowing. That's all I need.
And all of you. Well, actually, no. All of you except for Stan reminisced about the past. Stan didn't because he didn't have anything to reminisce about. So all of you get a demerit for that. Except for Avery.
There are bonuses to being a broken man.
So that you get. And then from your competencies, you should know what gives you demerits or what gives you commendations. If you have all had a second to look at that, I'm gonna go around and ask you how many commendations and how many demerits you got during this mission. Starting with Avery, do you know? Have you made up a tally?
So, Stan did not sit down at all, so that's no demerits for the Prime Directive.
You didn't.
And then for sanctioned behaviors, did interrogate someone. Did commandeer belongings. And if we count handing the passion flower over to the agency as closing a door forever, that is all 3 of my behaviors, which would get me 3 extra.
3 commendations and then just 1 demerit from the one I gave you, right?
Yes.
Or no, 2 demerits because you got a demerit for not acknowledging ignorance and then you got the report from that, but that did happen. So you have
Yes.
3 commendations and 2 demerits.
Well,
Okay.
it does say if I do all 3 of my sanctioned behaviors in
Yeah.
a single mission, I get 3 bonus commendations.
Okay. So you're on 6 commendations all of a sudden. Jimmy, how many commendations do you have? How many demerits?
Oh, okay. So, because I did not fail at once to keep my Prime Directive, I did not use anybody's actual real name at no point. I get a singular commendation because I did pour the espresso in a sleeping man to get his blood flowing.
Yeah.
Other than that, I did not make people feel particularly welcome, nor did I really show off specialized knowledge. But I got the grandiose demerits for reminiscing about the past. So
Okay.
I'm 1 for 1.
So- Okay, perfect. This is funny actually. Wes, how many commendations, demerits?
So I have 3 sanctioned behaviors. I've got dig up some dirt. I literally dug up some dirt with a plant. We moved a plant. Literally went with to do that. Clean up a mess. I literally cleaned up a redacted file that had made its way out of the agency headquarters by eating it like popcorn. And then bury a problem. I absolutely no, I didn't get bury a problem, so I only got 2 commendations from there. But my Prime Directive: don't dirty innocent hands. Each time you touch something living, receive 1 demerit. And I touched Kelvin, and then I also touched the plant. The plant touched me, and so 2 demerits for that.
And the one you got from me, so that's actually 3 demerits.
Yeah,
Uh,
3 demerits.
Okay, and then Vin, how many commendations, how many demerits did you get?
Okay, I have 2 demerits, one for reminiscing and one for saying, unfortunately, each time you deliver bad news, receive 1 demerit. I had to break it to the plant. There was nothing I could do. Help on my sanctioned behaviors. Help someone unburden themselves. I would count 1, the hair tie bit. 2nd,
Yes,
our
actually, yes.
spa celebrity.
Yes.
Take the blame for something you didn't do. When Darcy was talking to Indigo, she apologized for what had happened in the spa. And
Yeah.
I wish I could finagle the last one. I was going to say for connect someone to an unexpected fate was Marie on the phone about the spa, but I didn't do much about that other than like nod along. But if you count that, I would have 7.
I do feel like the last
That's
one
a
is a little bit
stretch.
of a stretch, though. I do feel like it's a little bit of a stretch.
I'll take my 3.
Yeah.
3 commendations
sorry.
and 2 demerits.
So
Oh no.
that does mean that as you get your meeting with your general manager again and you file in your mission report that that Stan, you are the mission MVP and you actually get handed socks of success, which you can wear from now to the next mission that you do because you were the best example of an employee during this mission. Funny coming from the union rep.
Really sending
Yeah.
mixed signals here. Either they really respect the union now, or we're about to have a huge problem. And I'm about to get whacked.
Yeah. So you get the socks of success, and then sadly enough, poor Riley got the most demerits in the entire mission, and so he will enter probation, and he will have to wear the red flag of disrepute. So that does happen to him, sadly enough. I guess it's no daycare for Kelvin in the near future.
The system's ready for the start. That's all I gotta say.
It's rigged. Honestly, you could say something about the corporate environment. That is rigged from the start. Anyway.
Become a part-time employee. I see what it is. Yeah, I get
it's like this entire system and setting of TTRPG is about that. Funny.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we pan out and we leave our employees having done their first mission successfully, having retrieved the anomaly and put it in the vault. Well done, new employees. And we'll wrap our one-shot with that. So, thank you everyone for joining us, watching this little investigation, watching everyone be a first-time employee at the agency. We will now do a little round of actually saying who these people are and where you could find them if you really enjoyed them today. So we'll start with Avery.
Hi, everybody. Hello. I'm Avery at Avery DuBois on all the social medias. I am the partnerships manager over on the Rolling Nomads. So if you haven't checked them out, you totally should. We do a lot of TTRPG content. And if you're interested in working with us over there, either from a game development standpoint or from a casting perspective, if you send an email to Rolling Nomads 1 at Rolling Nomads 1, I believe, at Gmail. It's on our website. I should probably know our email by now, but hey, who knows? Send us an email if you're interested in working with us at all, and I'm the guy you'll talk to. So, other than that, I tell stories. I am an AP performer. I do little bits of voice acting work here and there, but none of that is truly important. What is important, however, is that this time zone, I have played Stanley Vittorio Avenicio, the union rep working in reception for the Triangle Agency. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Next up, Wes. Hi.
Hi, I'm Wes Syriinx. You can find me at carrion-comfort.com. That's my website. It's got links to my shop. It's got links to the stuff that I do. It's got links to everything. That's also my Blue Sky handle. It's just very easy. It's just carrion-comfort.com. It's got all the links to everything. That's the place you'll go to. I do tabletop design. I'm a writer. I do publishing. I work with Plus One EXP as their zine fiend. So if you've got games that you want to pitch that are zines, zine length, go ahead and hit me up. Come stop on by. We'll do something for you. And then also, I am on the Gauntlet podcast second edition over with the Gauntlet. So if you're a part of the Patreon there, you hop in the Patreon for $2. You can go ahead and just hear me talk about games and taking games and making second editions of them. And even had a nice little conversation with Vin on one of the episodes there. So you can go and tune into a bunch of stuff like that. That's me.
Oh, hell yeah. Jimmy, you're up.
How's it going? It's your boy Jimmy, also known as Saint_Jimmy Twin. I am a TTRPG AP performer and content creator. You can find me anywhere at Saint_Jimmy Twin. YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky are the most frequently used, but you could probably find me anywhere with that same handle. Catch me with Magi and other streams.
Oh, yeah. And hi, Vin.
Oh my gosh, hi!
I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on most of the socials except Blue Sky. That is VinVox.com. Also, my website, if you want to see me, I'm a professional voice actor and tabletop performer. But my website has my demo reels, my resume, my studio setups, my contacts if you want to speak to me directly, or if you want to get my manager involved. You can if you want to. I'm not going to blame you. That's me. Catch me everywhere, I guess.
Catch me literally
Syriinx.
everywhere.
Literally everywhere. I'm right behind you. Literally right behind you.
Oh, fuck. And that leaves me. Hi, I'm Syriinx. I've had the pleasure of GMing this wonderful Triangle Agency one-shot. Find me on all the socials under that exact name for more AP stuff. And actually, if you're free tomorrow, same time, same place, we're going to be playing another one-shot. This time, the second part of our Brindlewood Bay Bake-Off one-shot. So if you like to see grannies solving murder mysteries, definitely be here tomorrow, same time, same place, I'm Meiji. And also, shout out to Bijan for doing our tech support and being there for us throughout the entire episode. You fucking rule! With that, thank you so much for being here at the agency. And today, as Jay Sheesh would say, thank you for sticking around with us, and we'll see you again at the next workday at the agency. Take care.
Agent.